On how is it hanging? This is Little Rex, and actually, this is not your daily chat for July the 28th, 2015. This is actually Button Mash episode 4 because we finally found a streamer worth talking to. Somebody who actually has, like, you know, a level of quality that's not crap, which is quite a high standard to say the least. And that is Marrystall. How are you doing? And that is she's the one in the red hair, not the one with the red headset. That's BK Evil Chick.
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. As always, guys, I am joined by my co-hosts Devious Furball and BK Evil Chick. How have you guys been?
I'm okay. I've been good.
Well, at least you're having a better morning than me.
Oh yeah, you've had a bad day.
I think I single-handedly jumped this morning from Twitch's best on partnered streamer to Twitch's angry streamer in the span of about 3 hours. Like that,
Yeah.
that leap was real today.
Well, I think you're almost Twitch's angriest streamer anyway.
I definitely feel I could make a solid run at it. And BK, how have you been, hon?
Oh, you know, same shit, different day.
BK,
Pretty much just streaming.
BK, the burst or the rocket of energy she's always known to be.
Bless her cotton socks.
That's right.
You've not been feeling too great lately, have you, BK?
Oh no, I'm a little sick, so sorry.
Well, hopefully you get better in time for your friend's visit. Whenever she's
Oh yeah,
coming.
Jess is coming this weekend.
Oh, is it this weekend?
Yeah, she's coming on Sunday, so
Oh.
getting her wasted her first day here. It's gonna be a blast.
So we're gonna call that Tuesday. But we're not here to talk about BK today, or myself, or even Devious Furball. We're here to talk about Marrystall. So, you are a Heroes of the Storm streamer, are you not? Well,
Yes.
at least that's where I found you.
Yes.
So, what got you into playing? What got you into streaming? Let's start off with that, actually, because that's something we're always curious about.
Well, I didn't have a computer to actually stream to start with that was good enough because I've always wanted to give it a try, but I ended up getting a computer built for my friend, and my choose partner actually talked me into streaming because he normally streams, but he stopped. So he helped me out, build my Twitch for me, and set it all up, and it's been fun ever since.
Okay. So, what other games do you play then?
I started off on League of Legends when I started streaming because I was really big into that, and I've been playing WoW ever since the game came out. So, and I also play Heroes of the Storm. I've never streamed Smite, but I used to play that a lot.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character on Smite? Because Devious and I have been known to play it quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
I haven't played that many characters. Oh god, I can't remember her name. She's a cat woman. She's pretty fun.
She is good.
that
She's
is,
the one that pounces in and pounces back out. Yeah.
Yes, she's very fun.
She has a
Yeah.
name, people. And as soon as I remember it, I'll be happy to tell you what it is.
She's very fun.
BK Evil Chick is not so much a MOBA style player.
I play more shooters.
Yes, she's definitely an FPS kind of girl.
I'm firmly in the BK camp of gaming because listening to you play that crap today and get as stressed as you did and throw as much abuse as you did, I'm thinking, why do it? Why?
Because it's that wanting to climb to the top of the ladder.
But you can do that anywhere.
And if I can do that happily with some friends, I will. And if I have to step on skulls to get to the top, I'll do that too. It's just a matter of... It's a matter of you do more of the second than the first. But yes, so how long have you been streaming for?
My judgment of time is really awful, but I'd say almost 3 months now, maybe 3. So not too long, actually.
Not too long?
No.
I saw your channel, like, when we found you, you had, I think, like, 20-something odd people, concurrent viewership in your channel, which is not bad.
Yeah,
at
most
all.
of the time, like, 20 is actually a high for me. I get the same people every day. It's normally about 10 to 15.
That's still very, very good, especially in a game like Heroes of the Storm, where you have a kind of a packed channel. Now, is it like, you know, World of Warcraft or League of Legends packed? Not by any means, but still, like, for its size, it's pretty condensed in how many people are streaming it versus watching.
Yeah, when the beta when it came out from beta, a lot of people started watching it more.
Really?
Yeah, the tournament was really bad when it first came out. Not a lot of people were watching it. It was still in beta when tournament came out, but then the game dropped and everybody started getting into it.
Yeah, it's hard to believe the game's already been out for a month yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but have you been playing any of the new characters?
Like Butcher or Leoric. I haven't tried either of them, but Kael'thas would be like the one of the newer ones. He was the third newest, I believe, and
yeah, I believe so.
I've actually tried him. He's pretty fun, but ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we tried doing Kael'thas Day, and that did not work out well.
He's hard. You gotta land all of his stuff and build him correctly.
Right. Devious and BK, what have you guys been playing?
I'm listening to you two talk about MOBAs and just tilting my head to one side like a dog hearing a high-pitched noise. And just, no. I switch off every time I hear it. It's like, just blank expression on my face.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, what have I been playing? My word, I have been back into Dishonored with a passion. I'm really, really enjoying that game. I'm not going to bother explaining Dishonored because if you don't know it by now, you need to pick it up. It's a nice
It's been out for
game.
years, so.
Yeah, it's been out a very long time. Well, you guys all know my list of games.
Yes.
I mean...
Let's keep it to one this time.
One?
Let's keep it to one.
Pick one. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to go with... Dirty Bomb. I think that's the one I've been playing most of.
Okay, well at least you're getting value out of that game. That's for damn sure.
It's free.
Like
How could
you are
not get
definitely
value
getting value out of that starter pack that we gave you.
I'd already bought the starter pack, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I did not know that. Wow, that's dedication if you're willing to drop $30 on what is essentially like an early access style game.
Yep.
BK, what are you on?
Well, I've been playing Ghost Recon because that's where all my viewers are.
So we've just given up on trying to move past Ghost Recon.
It's painful. But no, I've actually been streaming Counter-Strike. And I'm not streaming Counter-Strike. I play Counter-Strike with a friend of mine. He streams it while we play and kind of laughs at me dying every 5 seconds. So I've never played Counter-Strike, so now I'm trying to get a feel for it, and I play it when I'm offline. I don't play it with anybody because I don't want anybody to see this. It's bad right now, but I am trying to get into that. And then I think last night we started getting back into Killing Floor 2, didn't we?
We had a game of Killing Floor 2 last night. Yeah.
So when is that game actually going to come out with stuff, like new content, stuff that makes me want to come back to it? Because Mary, have you ever played Killing Floor 2?
I haven't.
No. Do you play any shooters?
Just when I played on Xbox, like the typical Call of Duty games.
Okay, well, we all make mistakes in our lives.
Yeah, it was console that was the mistake.
Well, Mary,
actually, you played Call of Duty on a console. There's several mistakes made in that sentence.
Yeah. Well, the premise is simple. You basically into an area under the premise of you need to clear out the beasties in this area and we'll pay you for it.
Yeah.
So you get waves of enemies. The more stuff you kill, the more money you earn. The more money you earn, the bigger guns you can buy. And with those bigger guns, you can kill more stuff. Yeah, it's that simple.
You're essentially a mercenary.
Right.
Yeah.
When Devious says it sounds pretty.
So, yeah, it's essentially that simple. It's a lovely looking game. The mechanics are quite good. The shooting and the guns, it's generally a well put together game. In the older game, because Killing Floor 2 is early access right now, the older game has a lot more content available for it. It really was the community that kept the game afloat for so long. Quite simply, just the sheer amount of stuff that you could do on custom servers. And custom servers have just been brought in on Killing Floor 2.
But
for example, there is now an
take the EXP lock off?
EXP lock?
Yeah, on custom servers. Remember how, like, if you had more than X number of people, it would have an EXP lock where you couldn't level up on the custom servers.
That's still a thing. It's still a thing. It's still a thing on the old servers as well.
That's stupid.
But for example, if you go to a group of servers, they will share the same database. So if I was to host a group of servers, an easy, medium, and hard server, let's say, I would share a database. So if you come to my server, you access my database, and your stats are saved on my server.
I love watching BK and Mary right now because BK is just like, I think she's painting her nails, and I'm pretty sure Mary's just kind of looking at us like, I'm just gonna nod and agree until I think I've said the right thing.
I'm playing with my BMO.
Your what?
My BMO.
What the hell is that?
From Adventure Time. Oh my god, get out! I don't even know what Adventure Time is.
No, I know what Adventure Time is. I just never like watch it that often. That's the one with the yellow dog and the weird thing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The
okay,
yellow
so
dog and the weird thing. Yes, that's it.
Look, it really does look like a higher brow version of Ren and Stimpy. That's really kind of how I view Adventure Time.
Ren and Stimpy was great. That's going back some years.
That is, and when they did the high-res art in it, it looked amazing. The low-res art was not that nice, but when they did like the zoom-in pictures, there was some definitely like quality put into that photo. But Mary, what do you do in like your off time then when you're not streaming?
I clean my house. That pretty much sums up my life. Is I stream and then I clean my house and take care of a lot of messy people.
So how many kids do you have?
Quote kids. Let's say 4, 5. Well, I live with. There's 5 people that live here, but we have regulars that come over every day, so it's just constantly trashed. And I'm the only girl that lives here, so everybody's just like, oh, she's a woman, she'll clean. And I'm just like, no, I'm busy playing video games to take care of you guys.
Exactly.
Then I have to.
Busy playing games. That's the way what the world should be.
BK, is that how your house is?
No, my house is. I live with a crazy Polak, so my house has to be pristine all the time. I clean my house at least like 3 times a freaking week.
Oh wow. Did you ever get
Typically
cable?
not on the weekends, because if I have to deal with it with the crazy Polak home going, no, you have to do it like this, I'm gonna kill her.
Well, yeah, because you have a special scenario where your crazy Polak is like kind of like about cabling and all that, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, weren't we having that conversation the other day where it was like she wanted to. There was nothing wrong with our cable wires. She wanted them rewired, so I had to threaten to break the wires because there was nothing actually wrong with them, for the guy to rewire them.
Wow.
Because, like that's, and it's because if I hadn't done that, Crazy Polak would have killed me and been like, "What the hell is wrong with you? This is how you live. If I want something done, it's done. I'm paying a service or whatever," and I'm just sitting there like, "Lady, come on."
The cable is fine.
Oh man.
Like
It's white. It blends with everything else.
I remember I had to run 100 feet cables. I had to run 3 of them into this office because I have 3 computers I work off of. And I remember just running them. I'm like, I'm going to get in so much trouble when they see what I did to the wall. Because like coming from the cable box, it goes up around a corner, goes up, bends on the wall, rounds the corner, then spans over a hallway. Like it was only a hallway, but maybe like that big in actuality. But it has to span over top, and then there's a big ass hole, probably the size of like a silver dollar, in the top of the wall that runs into the furnace room. Then it runs over top of the furnace and into the office. Like it is crazy how much work we had to go through to get this stuff, and like that's as clean as those wires are getting, and it's never going to get any better. So I suggest whatever homes you have, just make your peace with it. So do you go to school at all, Mary?
I do not. I went to a community school for a little while to try and finish high school because I dropped out early, but I went to a other school that allowed, it's like under 21 they do schooling, and I still have to finish up a few credits and then I'll have my diploma.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always good.
Yeah, I moved out a little early, so I had to get a job.
Ah, so what's your job?
I was working at Adam Neves, but I lost my job, so...
Oh.
Awful! Yes, I messed up on something, and I called myself retarded in front of a woman, and she got really upset.
Because
and
people these days are
called
just
corporate.
super weak.
Yes, I'm like, you're in a sex shop, lady. What are you
Like,
doing?
really, if you're in a sex shop and retarded is the worst thing that you can nitpick at, you are so not having a good enough sex life.
Yeah, right.
Like, you really need to get that stick out of your ass, or stick in your ass if you're an Adam and Eve. I don't know. You need to put something up an orifice and take something out of another one.
I could have sold her that too.
I'm sure you
I'm
could've.
really good at upselling that too. I'm like, lady, it's really nice. You know, dildo over here.
I know. I have
$150.
Did
But you
you
don't
use the
have
it's
this
my
one.
personal favorite?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
They send you home with so many things like, oh, you work for a company? Well, you have to try everything that we sell. So, like, spread the
God.
word out there.
So how many dildos did they send you home with?
I didn't get sent home with a dildo. They sent me home with a pocket, you know, thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I've been sent home plenty of anal stuff. I don't ever touch that. Stay away from it. It's dangerous. And just everything that vibrates, they send you home with. Like, here, try
Everything
this.
that vibrates.
They send you home with tons of pills. They send you home with, like, all different kind of lubricants.
Wait,
I'm
hang
just
on,
like,
wait. They send you home with pills. They
Yeah, they're-
know you're a woman, right?
There's sex pills for women.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The only pills I know are the ones I get in my email.
There's way more for men than there is women.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah, but women do take Viagra as well. It's actually a bit of a misnomer. I mean, women take Viagra as well, just because, well, apparently it's a little bit more intense. Even
It
more
kicks
intense than usual.
everything into gear, I guess. That's what they
Yeah.
tell us.
But I
Yeah.
thought that's what KY or what is it, KY Jelly's like Fire and Ice
Yes.
was for. Was to
Don't use that
kickstart
brand.
Don't use that brand.
Don't use that brand.
What? Speaking as the sex expert, which one would you recommend?
I don't know.
Honestly,
I'm already so happy we're doing this interview. You have no idea. I am so happy, right? Like, I may have had a craptastic morning. This is making my whole day better right now.
I can
am-
tell
I am
you
s-
all of them.
I am so thinking about just now, like, come on, guys, you know, gaming talk show.
Nope.
Talking about lubricants and
Well,
What-
I'm
what-
just
I'm sad
saying.
to hear this.
Look, BK is
Expert.
anxious to hear this. I'm sure she's wondering which is the proper lube to buy, so she can go check her bedroom and make sure she's got the right one.
there's all kinds of lubricant.
But which is the best?
It's whatever
depends
works
on
for
what
you,
you
Rex
want.
Rex.
You
Whatever
want an
works
anal
for you.
lubricant?
Pardon?
Everybody has their own preference on things.
That's
It's like you like MOBAs over shooters, you know? It's a preference, alright?
wow. Wow.
It's like that with everything. It's a
There.
preference.
Are you happy, Devious? We rounded it back to gaming. There.
awesome. Nice segue, BK. You can get a promotion.
Oh, and by the way, somebody in the chat channel was nice enough to tell us the name of that here. It's called Bastet from Smite.
Oh,
That's the cat lead.
that's it. Thank you very much.
Yes. I knew at some point it would come to me. Whether I thought of it or not is a different story.
Exactly. Thank you, chat.
So how many
You are stars of Google as ever.
how many days a week do you stream, Mary?
I guess that's if I normally try to stream a little bit every day because I do play every day. That's just if I really get the motivation to get on, or if my computer can actually handle it because it shuts off all the time. I'm actually about to buy a new one, but this one completely freezes up, shuts off all the time. If you've ever seen it, like I'll be streaming and then boom, it's just
What kind
Cuts.
of build do you have?
Yeah. Do you
kind
know-
of what?
Do you know what specs
build
of your
do you have?
computer?
I don't. It was actually when I moved out, I didn't have a computer. Like it was my mother's that I was using in my house, and then my boyfriend had built me a computer, but it's not that great of a computer.
Right.
It's enough to stream, barely.
Okay, so it's probably like an early like i5, possibly like high-end i3 processor.
I've
It's-
actually I think it's because of the heat here because it's really hot, and I have maybe 7 fans on this thing right now going, and it still overheats. Like I can feel it. It's probably doing tons of damage, but there's no insulation. It's really hot.
Okay, so you need to go get a program called Real Temps and check out what your core temperatures are,
Yeah.
because that sounds like not a cooling issue, but like an actual CPU cooling issue.
Yeah.
It sounds like your fan is either clogged with dust and it's trapping all the heat in, or if you're using a water cooler, that your pump is like starting to go.
Mhm.
Or in your case, it's already gone.
Yeah, because we clean the computers all the time. My boyfriend's kind of insane about that. Oh, we need to clean the computers again.
I hate cleaning computers.
Oh, it's awful.
I build them once, and I'm like, you will be cleaned the next time we have 3 upgrades or more to put into you. There's like no way.
Weekly.
Pardon?
I use the compressed air. I clean mine out weekly.
Ugh.
But maybe I'm just like neurotic.
You know what? My computer, I use a Corsair like full tower gaming case, and it's got you don't even have to unscrew it. This is the beauty of it. It works on doors. Like you literally just pop 2 slabs and both doors just fly open from the front and the back. It's like the easiest upgrade case I've ever owned in my life. Still don't clean it. Still don't need to clean it. I opened it up to put 2 hard drives in. I looked inside, I'm like, you are spotless right now. So we closed up the doors and we just went right back to what we were doing. I'm like, no point in doing this. The clean out of fans is not like. In fact, here I can probably. My front fan filter just like pops right off. I can probably show you guys like. This is after about 2 weeks of the last time I cleaned it, and that's about as dirty as it's gonna get.
That's impressive.
So I'm like, yeah, this is not worth cleaning. For me, this is. It would take me. It would be more effort and energy for me to have to get up out of my chair to clean this thing than the actual performance increase I'd get back on it. So.
You know what it is though, Rex? I have 2 cats and a dog.
Right, but
so the fur accumulates everywhere.
That's
how it is here too.
And
it has to be cleaned daily.
And I'm not a crazy cat lady, so I don't have that type of crap.
I have a dog too. Come on.
Oh, that's true actually. But you have more cats than dogs, so mistakes are made.
I love my cats.
Now, Mary, what type of animal person are you?
Definitely a cat person.
Really? What is with women and cats?
You don't have to actually take care of them. You don't. It's like a dude. You have to take care of the dude. So why do you have to take care of a dog too?
Whoa! What men are you dating? I actually want to be left the hell alone. I want to see you when it's time for sex, and that's it. Other than that, go away.
That's just you though.
Like, beat it. I got streaming to do. I get games to play.
Why do I feel like him?
Oh,
bam!
No, that's the thing.
Right there. Fist it. Give it to me.
Oh my god.
Gamers have that hobby, don't they? I mean, you know, you're into a game. You don't want to be, oh, hon, can you stop what you're doing to come and watch this crap reality TV show with me?
Yep.
No, you don't. You don't want that at all. So, I mean, if your partner games as well, they understand that you just want to be left alone and just perhaps, you know, like just a nice little peck on the cheek as you're walking past or something like that, as you're doing your thing. That is perfect because you're doing your thing. You know, if you're watching TV.
Even then, it sounds a little bit tedious. It's like when I'm in front of my 3 monitors, or 7, depending on how many computers are on, I actually don't want people in this office. I legitimately, like, there is like an invisible force field on the threshold here, where it's, if you cross this threshold, you will be launched like a fucking javelin. Like, everyone stay the hell out of my office. This is my space. This is my time. I am the John Cena of this room. This is my time. My time is now.
The John Cena of the room.
So yes, me and Mary. Apparently, we get along. You and BK are perfect for each other. Where you want to be like a relationship-y. But yes, for us, it's if it's not boning, it's separation time. It's go away.
Yeah, it's like I'm busy. Like, me and my boyfriend don't even play video games together. Like, we've tried that, but we are the same personality, and I rage like a motherfucker. Like,
yeah! Woo!
Like, he tries to play with me, but he rages at me, which pisses me off, and I'm just like, go fuck yourself. We're not playing games together, because I will destroy you. Like, we strictly do not play together, and he'll try to. He'll be like, oh, babe, we should actually play together. I'm like, no.
No, you're fucking awful at the game is what you are.
That
Beat
is true. It's so true.
Play a co-op or something instead of playing.
No, because even on a co-op, you still, if the person's terrible, you're having to carry them as dead weight through the level.
Yes.
But that's what you do for the person you love.
No,
so
it's
go
not.
Fuck yourself.
No, what you do is you abandon them. You abandon them in the darkness, and if they want to survive, they'll get better.
Especially a zombie game.
That says a lot about your relationships. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I'm gloriously single. She's, I guess, already on her engagement/death sentence, so whatever. But you know what, though? We've all made mistakes in our lives, but that's the one I choose to stand by.
Don't play video games with your
with your
significant other.
Like BK plays with her
If
significant
you
other.
are a rager,
Oh yeah,
no,
we
don't.
play together all the time.
But BK is also not a rager though.
I rage. I just when I'm streaming, I keep it to a very minimum rage.
Oh yeah, no, mine was like an atomic bomb going off today.
Yeah.
Like I've learned to just kind of glare at this screen, look away for a second, take a moment. Because then I just have people like making fun of me for raging, and this shit that spews out of my mouth when I'm raging is just insane.
See, for me, yeah, it's become one of those things like whenever I get mad, I always want to like pound my fist on something. But I was always afraid to do it on my old desk because my old desk was like 10 years old, and it was holding together. It's made out of like particle board. So I was kind of like iffy on its like structural integrity. So I'm like, there's about $1,000 in equipment and just monitors sitting on this desk. I don't want to risk breaking anything. But now I have a kitchen table. The fist pounding has started. Like, I'm pretty sure somewhere along this, you'll see the formation of the imprint of my fist in this test.
Just on the table?
Yes.
Just on the
table
table.
thumping.
I've socked my keyboard so many times.
I
I've straight up fucking smashed my keyboard plenty of times.
I got a Cooler Master Octane, and this was a gift from Cooler Master, so I don't smash up my gifts.
Maybe no punching that one.
Yeah. Like, if I had, like, a worthless keyboard like a Razer or a Corsair, yeah, I might smash that, because, you're not doing any... You're not,
shots fired.
the world's not losing anything valuable at that point. Which keyboard do you
we have a
use?
question from a viewer.
A really shitty one. It's on Microsoft.
Oh, well, then, yeah, smashing that keyboard's not going to hurt the world either.
It doesn't break either.
Yep,
I just
another
smash it really hard.
What is this I see in chat?
Oh no, it's just a question from a viewer.
Okay, so my
Oh,
question
nice.
is for the raccoon. If you ever met George Lucas, what would you ask him?
I would ask him, why? Why did you do it to Indiana Jones? That's what I would ask him.
Oh, what about you two? Do you guys even know who George Lucas is? Not to be a dick, but it's a legit question.
George Lucas, Star Wars, right?
Okay,
Mhm,
well,
that's the
BK
guy.
has like a rough grasp of it.
No, I didn't watch the Star Wars.
What about Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's Indiana Jones. Wasn't it?
Yes.
Or is that Spielberg? Or is that both?
Well, it's Lucas and
I think it's
Lucas
both.
and Spielberg.
Yeah.
It's same guys.
Did you
I feel like I'm
guys...
thinking so much hate for not watching Star Wars.
Oh, I refuse to watch Star Wars, and I also refuse to watch Star Trek. It's
Actually, me and
no.
my fiance watched the Star Wars series.
Why?
He had to.
Why
No,
do you hate
because
them?
that's an intricate part of like a person's adolescence.
I
Like,
watched
you must
it.
know it.
We did a movie day in the 6th grade back in 1996. It was all day Star Wars, and I still didn't pay attention to the movie.
Ew.
It was on VHS in like glorious 240p resolution, I guess. Possibly 480. That was back like when they had to wheel in the TV, and it was like the gigantic tube TV that like if it fell off of the rack it was sitting on, it could crush a child easily. Like back in those days, you young whippersnappers would probably never understand that anymore. With you with your fancy plasmas and your projectors. So what movies do you watch, Rebecca? Since we're already on the topic.
When people say Star Wars, I say Lord of the Rings. I'm just like, all the way. If you haven't seen it and you're my friend, I kind of make you sit down and watch the whole entire fucking thing with me right there. It's
Okay.
fantastic.
There is a problem with that, because if you're gonna make somebody watch Lord of the Rings, you could be a better friend and go with them to the gym for 9 hours and spend 9 hours on the treadmill, because it's essentially 9 hours of walking.
Or I could eat French fries from
You could do that
McDonald's.
on the treadmill.
Then work out. I don't know. It sounds really
Like
hard.
9 hours of walking. Watching 9 hours of walking sounds just because I watched the Lord of the Rings. I watched all of them, of course, but I saw the second one like 3 times because of the battle scenes were so good. But then looking back at it, I'm like, oh my god, I wasted so much of my life watching people walk through a forest. I'm like, part of me wants to kind of have that time back.
Well, yeah, that was just kind of like showing the different journeys that people took. Yes, nothing interesting happened, and it detracted from the big battle. You know, it was actually kind of there just to break up this huge battle.
Right. But I
So-
would have accepted a 3-hour-long battle. I would have been A-okay with that.
Oh my god.
But having to watch 3 hours in like 2/3 of it were just people walking through a forest were kind of just okay.
Well, Battles of the Five Armies, there you go. That was basically all fighting, mainly.
Is that new Hobbit film?
It is. It's the very last one.
I did not see any of them. In fact, I'm actually surprised the Hobbit film's already done. It feels like there's it feels like there should be more coming. Because like the Five Armies one just kind of came and went without like really without much marketing behind it.
Yeah, I wanted more. I was kind of really upset.
Well, now that J.R.R. Tolkien's entire catalog has been like ripped off and you know used, I guess Peter Jackson now has to find someone else to like kind of go after.
They haven't done Silmarillion yet.
So what?
Exactly.
I literally have never read a Tolkien book. I did not even know Lord of the Rings existed until the movies came out. Don't look at me like I'm a puppy dog that like lost a leg.
I haven't read the books either, but I could answer questions from the book.
You see those books behind me?
Yeah.
Yeah, decoration.
Yeah.
I don't really like reading either. I find it really boring. It's
Exactly.
like my thought just goes off somewhere else, and I don't remember a single thing that I read.
Then you haven't read the right books.
That might be true.
The only books I really like to read are like Stephen Colbert's I'm America and So Can You. That is an American classic. Same with America, rediscovering the greatness we never weren't. That's also a great one. BK is a massive reader though. I remember her and Vire spent an entire night just talking about books.
Because books are amazing.
There's no video to them.
That's the point.
That's kind of the
In
point.
your head, you make it up, and it puts it into your head, and you make your own description of the story.
What?
You do need imagination and creativity to some certain extent. You know, the
Probably
author can
why.
only tell you so much.
Why? I have a GTX 980. I have a graphics card. That's it. That does the rendering for me.
Well, then play games instead.
I-
I'm not saying read books. I'm just saying they're not a bad thing. You're making them out to be a bad thing, and they're
Look,
not.
I'm not saying we need to have a good old-fashioned book burning, okay? This isn't East Texas. But I'm just saying that books are kind of boring. And me and Mary
That's
apparently
fine.
agree
That's
on
your
this
point
fact.
of view. That's fine,
It is our point of
honestly.
view. And I'm not saying that we're absolutely correct. I'm not saying that our opinion is the be-all and end-all, especially not hers, but... Okay, mine might carry a little more weight.
Ouch.
Allegedly.
Okay. Yeah, this is where you step up, Mary, and give him a bitch slap.
This is when the 1v1 happens.
Yeah, exactly,
This
right?
is when it goes down.
This is when the Hots 1v1.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm sure I would actually rage less in 1v1 than I would in 5v5. Like I'm
In
sure
fact,
I
I
actually
would
would
quite
not
like
get
to see
nearly
that.
as angry.
I would quite like to see that. Do you guys are you guys up for something like that? A little
I can do that
1v1
later.
She'll totally do it.
random character throwdown, or
I think
perhaps
Mary
you'll-
got you, Rex.
No.
Random
Yeah.
character. Oh, I could be stuck with like fucking Brightwing or some
You get-
shit.
I could get stuck with freaking something stupid like Tyrande.
Oh, her new hybrid work is great.
I don't use Tyrande. I use real characters.
Yeah,
when I
now
want to do
she's
damage,
doing-
I play an assassin. When I want to when I want to tank, I play Joanna. You know, I use real characters. Not crap-tastic freaking like Tyrande with her like hybrid builds, or
Yeah.
who the hell else is pretty worthless? Raynor.
Yeah, Raynor.
Like
He's fucking bad.
I was playing a game today, and the person I was playing with, our team was like raging at us, and our one guy, I think he was Raynor too. I'm like, it came down to like insults by the time we were losing the match, and I'm like, dude, why are you even playing Raynor? Don't you own any real characters? The amount of
build him
salt,
correctly,
the amount of
though.
salt you'll get for saying a comment like that is amazing. Is it mean? Yes, kinda. Apparently they're saying hashtag riot in the.
some League of Legends fans
No, we're
in
not
the,
doing League
in
of
the channel.
Legends. I have standards. I'm sure Mary does too.
Well, Heroes is actually like a downgraded, like made
Tartar
for
sauce
5-year-olds,
version. Yeah.
like of League of Legends. There's no counter building. There's no like weapons, anything. It's
It's great.
yeah.
I
but
love it for that
it's-
sheer fact.
it's so simple, and the people that you queue with are probably like 9 to 13 years old trying a game because it's free and it's really easy.
I just want to point out to those 9 and 13-year-olds, League of Legends is free too. You should go play in that community instead.
Yeah.
So, have you ever considered making streaming your full-time career, or do you do like YouTube content, or what do you do as like outside of like, you know, your normal day-to-day operations?
Not really much. Like I said, I was trying to do the cosplaying thing, but that kind of crashed a little bit because it's really expensive and classes they were going nowhere, so that kind of crushed on my dreams a little bit.
Wait,
but,
there's classes?
Sewing classes.
So sewing classes. Okay, I thought you meant classes to become like a cosplay. I'm like, oh my god, what has this world come to?
Yeah, but like buying books on it and just watching a lot of great people to help me out, but that kind of dove a little bit. So, I mean, I would definitely stream every day because, I mean, I love it. I mean, I'm playing anyways. Why not stream?
Right.
Because I'm on every day playing.
So you are pretty much a full-time streamer anyway, then, if you're streaming every day.
She's pretty much at the same stage I am right now in her full-time career, except I have a feeling she's going to get partnership way quicker than I am.
Why is that?
Maybe because I'm a girl. I'm gonna say it. I am gonna say it.
Thank you. I'm really glad that you beat me to that punch.
Like, my boyfriend says that all the time. He's like, oh, you're a fucking girl. You're gonna get everybody watching you, which I understand.
BK is doing really well. BK's probably increased her viewership by 1/3 since I started watching her.
Yeah, she's very beautiful.
Only on Ghost Recon.
It doesn't matter.
Like, if I play anything else, these people won't follow me. So I could play Ghost Recon, but I will never get partnered on that.
I just want to point out that my viewership right now for this episode, for this time slot, is twice as high as it was when I was doing HOTS. Because like, every streamer, without fail, okay, wait, maybe except for Soda Poppin' and Lyric, they have games where people come to watch and then they leave afterwards if they switch games. Okay? And that's just how it is. And that's true of pretty much every streamer. BK, myself, I wanted to say your real name so badly because I keep seeing it on my screen here. But we're not using your real name, we're using your Twitch name. So, Mary, like, we all have that same thing. Where it's like, people come to see us play this one thing, or do this one thing, and then they'll leave if we do something else. You know, but that's how you also weed out your hardcore fans, is who stays around after. Like,
like, look, Snake Eyes is here.
Yes, Snake Eyes
he
is here.
follows me everywhere I go, which is awesome.
Wow, that's...
Snake Eyes is a hero.
That's right, it has nothing to do with the fact that I put on an entertaining talk show or anything, no. It's purely he follows BK like a dog on a leash.
Dude, I've introduced him to so many streamers, and it's, like, awesome, because, like, he's a dedicated viewer. He will go to, like... I showed him Vapors, I showed him Como, I showed him all these streamers, and whenever I go onto these channels, he's already there. He's there, he's active in chat, which is the viewers you want. Like, those are the type of viewers, they're gem viewers, they're hard to get because, you know, most people just come for whatever reason they want to come for, and then everything else is like, fuck you.
Right. Yeah, they're not really, like, they're... yeah, you're right. You know, you're absolutely correct. There's no other things I can add to that. How have you been getting your viewership, Mary? How have you been, like, increasing it?
I don't do much advertising, which everybody tells me that I should, and they're like, oh, I'm surprised on how many people you actually do get watching you because you don't advertise. But I think I just get the people that kind of come by because they're like, oh, red hair and tattoos. Like, I get a lot of people that look at that picture and they're like, oh my god, this looks great, and then they stay because there's personality behind it, and it's not your typical ignore the chat and like I'm just gonna stream and I'm a little stuck up kind of thing. I've noticed that with a couple of the high top streamers. Like, I love the people that watch me, and I get people that watch me every day. Like, I get the same amount of people. I think there's like 10 of them, and they're fantastic. Like, I love them.
Where is your demographic mostly coming out from? Is it coming out from America, from Canada, from Europe? From where are you seeing most of your demographics?
I see a lot of people from EU.
Okay.
Definitely a lot. Yeah, I don't think I see a lot from really anywhere else, but I think Canada's a big one, and just the EU, which is strange. I didn't think that would happen, but
You're-
it's fine.
Yeah,
What time do you stream at?
Yeah, she streams out of Canada South, I think. Right?
Yeah, but what time period? Because during a specific time period, the Europeans, it's like late for them. So it's like I'm gonna have my tea or whatever the hell they're doing and just like chill out, whatever they're doing, and right before dinner or right after dinner, like that's when I get my most EU viewers, which for me is like at 1 or like 3, I feel.
In the afternoon?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's like early evening. That's actually why this show goes on at the time that it does too, is because that's when I saw the demographics were the highest. And the fact that this show started because I saw a niche that was not being filled, in the sense that, like, there is no true dedicated, like, talk show. There's a lot of, like, random people that, like, pop in and out, but there's no true 5-day-a-week, consistent, TV grade kind of style talk show. And since Devious and I are good at talking, and that's really all we do, I was like, that's perfect. Well, Mary and I were talking for the first time. We were doing our preliminary like conversation just to see how we'd get along, if we would get along, and all that. We talked about how we got started, and like I was saying, like we kind of fell into it, same way you kind of fell into your kind of stream. Because you told me like you didn't really set out to kind of become a hot streamer or a WoW streamer.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that I just have the personality for it, like really easygoing. I can pretty much open a conversation with anybody and make them feel comfortable with me. Like, some people are off-put by the looks, especially in person, but I can easily talk to anybody who feels that they would want nothing to do with me, and then they would be like, I really want to spend a lot of time with this person.
Gotcha. So what are all your tattoos anyway? Let's
let's
see the ones we're allowed to see on Twitch.
I don't have anything that it's not anywhere you can't see, but I have one on my ankle that's really fucking retarded, so I'm not going to show you that one.
I kind of feel like I should launch a complaint now after that.
This one's my favorite one. They took about 5 hours each. It's a crow mixed with like a bunch of just shit, I guess. And,
shit.
This one was my first big one. It was
Is that the Hearthstone logo?
No, I wanted a Tim Burton tree, so it kind of swirls around and does some creepy, eerie shit.
Huh.
But,
Kind of a Nightmare Before Christmas style.
Yeah, that was my idea.
One of the most important things in tattoos is to get something that you like and something that you find artful.
Definitely. Like, don't just take a picture off the internet and like, I love this, let's get it tattooed on my body. And then when people ask you, why did you get it? You're just like, oh, because I just like the photo. Like, it's a bad idea.
So how much do those run you? Because at 5 hours a piece, that had to run you some real money.
My tattoo artist is actually a childhood friend, and he said it was supposed to be about $600 for this one because he uses a lot of ink and he digs the needle in pretty deep. And this was only like $250.
Oh, wow.
And this one was $250 as well.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah. So it's actually pretty cool. He's the only one I'll let tattoo my body.
Yeah, and I get that a lot too. Like when I see people like, I only go to like this doctor or I only go to this personal trainer, like the only people I work with. And it's like, yeah, if you can build that kind of clientele, and that's really kind of how you want to do it as a streamer too, is you want people to like be like, I really only want to watch her. Like if you make people like you enough where they'll kind of look at like another streamer in the same category and like, no, that person's trash. It's like, you've just got a hardcore fan.
Yeah.
Like that's how you know you just secured one down. And what was in the chat channel, no one cares about a girl's personality. If you look great, that's enough.
That's silly to me.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but it's definitely not completely wrong either. Like, we've all seen, let's face it, we've all seen Casey Tron.
Yes.
I haven't watched her stream.
Those tits look like goddamn flotation devices, okay? Like, really? I'm pretty sure, like, God popped a life raft where he was supposed to, like, put 2 tits in her place.
Oh.
So, but you know what, though? That's enough. Like, for some people, that's all the 9-year-olds need.
Yeah.
And, all power to them, man. Now, I don't know what she's gonna do when they grow up to be, like, 16 and, like, like, kind of, like, the goggles come off. and they kind of see what everyone else sees. But, you know, like, clearly UBK don't have that problem. Like, two naturally attractive people, they do much better than one ugly person does.
Yeah, this is how I woke up this morning. My hair is wet. Like, I haven't brushed my hair.
You know
This is
what?
just me.
That's
Normally,
great.
every
I wake up in
day.
the morning and I piss excellent, so... Yeah.
I mean, I look exhausted, though, if that makes you feel better.
You know what? Sometimes you look better tired. And, like, you even did your nails. And I like your nails, by the way. They look great.
This was done like 3 days ago.
Well, I haven't talked to you in 3 days. Especially
Oh.
on camera.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Friends like to always take shots at each other, apparently.
They
So, but there was something I wanted to ask you. So, okay, so you said you wanted your original goal was to wanting to be a professional cosplayer.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to meet Jessica Nagiri?
I did not. I've actually never been to a convention. So that's one of the biggest problems. Like, I would be completely starting off fresh.
Well, everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah, which, like, I always reconsider it as well because of the tattoos and piercings, because I'd have to get makeup to cover everything up, I'd have to plug in all my holes, and, like, I would have to get a wig, everything, because there's no character in the freaking world out there that looks like me and has all this going on.
Right. Well,
It'd be a lot of makeup.
well, who? If you were gonna start off as a cosplayer, who were you gonna start off as? What character?
I actually I've gone with the easiest characters. I have bought the materials to try to cosplay as Syndra from League of Legends and Nidalee because she's simple as shit. Like, easy to make.
Syndra?
Syndra, she is a mage. She's like the best mid laner, in my opinion.
League of Legends? Let's I don't know who this is, so we're gonna take a community field trip and find out who this lady is right now.
She's beautiful.
Here we go.
Well, Rex is just going to look at the pictures anyway, so it's okay.
That's all we have to do. We're just trying to see who this hooker is. Okay. So she's not too bad. Now, why not do the big boobed redhead, the rogue from League of Legends?
Oh, Katarina?
Yeah. Yeah, why not her?
'cause-
You would almost, in fact, I could almost see you pulling that off. You have almost everything. You have red hair, you have the abs, you have everything else. What more do you need? In fact, it's her outfit's pretty much 2 daggers and tight leather.
Yeah, because every other cosplay girl out there makes her costume and then shows up like, I'm Katarina, rad. I'm just like, no, I want to be something that everybody's not.
Okay.
Every girl on the fucking planet is Katarina at a convention.
So why not?
That's just because you need tight PVC like
Yep.
clothes.
You need to have the
and,
body to pull
red
it
hair.
off. The last thing you want to see is a giant fatty like walk around in tight leather. That would just be that'd be so gross.
Yeah.
Just
It's like somebody overstuffed a sausage then at that point. Look, you know what? You laugh, but you go to conventions, you're gonna see that a lot.
Oh, I bet.
Like, you're gonna see a lot of people where it's like, they'll be dressed up as Princess Leia in a chainmail bikini. It's like, you are not wearing nearly enough chainmail.
No. No.
Well, Divas is an avid con goer. Tell me I'm
Am I?
wrong.
okay. Yes, you're wrong.
Hurtful. Who asked you?
Oh.
You know what? I'm just saying animals don't have rights.
I became a con goer today, so that's cool. I
thought you
it's a good
see.
thing of mine.
I'm in the same camp Mary is. I've never been to a convention in my life.
I would,
Really?
but there isn't really much like that. You know, like Comic-Con. There's not a Comic-Con in the UK.
I would
There
go
is
to
kind of like a similar thing, but I mean, come on. Comic-Con, E3, all that kind of stuff, that's all over in America. So, yeah, I don't get to go to all that good stuff. Not without a $2,000
They're
ticket
really
anyway.
expensive.
Oh,
Like, the
yeah.
main headlines are expensive. Like, I wanted to go to BlizzCon this year. I was trying to go with my twos partner. It is $300 for a ticket, and to fly out there is also $300. Then the hotels and the parking, and if you want to actually buy anything there.
Yeah, it does get really expensive, and really for me, conventions hold no real appeal. Like
You
I
know,
don't.
if I went to TwitchCon, I could buy a car for the same price.
Wow.
I could buy a car for the price that it would cost me to A, go to TwitchCon, B, get the flights. C, stay in the hotel. D, have transport to get to and from.
You know, though, but
And
if I had to
food.
go to a convention,
So that full
TwitchCon,
kind of thing for 2 days, I could buy a car for that.
TwitchCon, though, would be probably the one convention I would actively try and make it to. Because that feels like, you know, it's pertinent to well, I guess all 4 of us. It'd be really kind of one of those conventions that all of us would learn something at this convention. But I'd also be...
I'm just trying to think of myself there. I found the image of myself going to TwitchCon rather humorous there for a moment. Everybody walking around there would be, you know, like fit, attractive, healthy, young people like yourselves. And there's me, a battle-hardened warhorse with scars on his face, you know, that's on a crutch, can't walk properly, that's built like a brick shithouse, that just...
Fit, young, and
don't
attractive.
fit in it,
Clearly, Devious has found this, like, secret Twitch that none of us have ever fucking seen.
Yeah, I was like, what? Fit and attractive and healthy.
Once again,
What?
if we're going to talk fit and attractive, I want to go back and point you to Casey Tron's stream, and I want you to come back with that same answer. Look, not all of us can look like Bajiro, okay? Some of us make a hell of a run at it, and I've still never accomplished that. But, no, I think, like, BK, would you go to TwitchCon if you had the opportunity?
With the right set of people to hang out while I'm actually going there with, sure. I'd rather go to Comic-Con, honestly.
Really? How come?
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's something that a group of my friends wanted to do for a while, and each time that we wanted to do it, there's always been one stupid fuck-up where one of us couldn't all go as a group.
And
So-
the whole
Yeah.
thing hinges on, like, every single person?
Well, no, it doesn't, but if I'm going to do something and I'm going to spend money, that amount of money, I want to go with a group of friends I want to go with.
Okay.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to just go without this person because, you know, money fell through on them or, you know, something came up in life for one of us.
Right.
It's
Okay.
understandable.
See, yeah, for me, it'd be all just about going just to, like... I would go actually by myself, or at the very most, I'd go with Devious here, because since he's my co-host, we could both... We'd go as a... We'd go, I guess... Yeah, screw it. We're gonna go as a couple. Screw it. We'll go as a couple. I'm Big Spoon. And, no, because the panels there, you could learn a lot as a streamer. If so for somebody who's trying to do it as a career, you could take probably a lot away from TwitchCon. And what's sad, though, is I'm looking at some of the panels they've put up there, and some of the people I've watched, it's like, there's this one panel, it's the newest one they put up, it's called, Motherboards and Hardware, something stupid like that. And the people they have going on there, I'm like, I have watched all of these streamers. I'm like, no. I'm like, these are not the people to be telling you about technology. Get me the 400-pound nerd who still wears, like, Millhouse-style glasses. Get me the one who, like, clearly in grade 10 had, like, designed his own circuit board. That's the streamer I want telling me about hardware. I don't want, you know, freaking muscle face over there telling me what I should buy for a motherboard. He clearly probably doesn't know anything. Like, oh my god. So,
Although your ability to judge by appearance astounds me day by day.
I have yet to meet a muscle-bound meathead who knows more than I do. I've yet to
I
meet
don't
one.
doubt that.
I'm sorry.
I don't doubt
Like, not to say because I'm a fat nerd that makes me smarter. I'm not saying fat makes you more intelligent. Farthest from the truth. I'm just saying that you know, like, while he was off lifting weights at the age of 16, I was working with more technology than he's ever seen in his life. Like, that's just how it is. There's only 24 hours in a day, folks. There's only so many experiences you can have in this given amount of time. And
Yeah.
unless the girl you were doing is super accommodating, so, like, you know, like, she kind of did all the work for you while you built a computer, I doubt that probably happened. You probably didn't get to do both in the same day. Now, are you a big techie kind of person, Mary?
Not really. I mean, the most about a computer is I know how to put it together and take it apart, really. And, well, my boyfriend's going to school for that right now, is to, like, programming, computers, all that fancy stuff.
All that fancy
Like,
stuff.
I'd
all
love
that
to.
fancy schmancy
Yes.
technology stuff.
He's learning how to
awesome,
make the
fancy.
computers talk to each other.
Yes.
It's like the voodoo magic.
It just seems like I would forget it. Like, it would be too overwhelming to learn all of it, to be honest.
Ironically enough, computer programming, not the hardest thing on the planet. It's really not. It's because it's just a set of instructions. It's just, like, it's not like you are coding from the base of machine code, like where you're having to type the ones and zeros out, you're saying like, run command or like, display this text, put a line here and put this background in. Like it's really like we've kind of retarded down the process of computer programming. And I wouldn't call it nearly as bad these days. Like hell, if you go to a language called Ruby on Rails, it will type half the database for you. Like you don't have to do much for it. It will just type it out for you.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy that way. But it's still something that's good to know. And, it's one of those things like, unfortunately, computer science degrees, I just don't see them being as valuable as they used to be.
Yeah.
Like back in the early 2000s, computer science degrees could get you almost anywhere. Nowadays, it's like it's a super saturated market. Plus, you can learn half the shit for free.
That's one of the things that a few game developers have commented on a few interviews. They found that people with computer science degrees know about a thing. Yeah. They know about languages and so on and so forth, but don't have the ability to solve problems in those languages.
Right.
And it's actually those things that people view as, well, the actual knowledge of the industry, really, to solve problems in those things. So it's okay having a computer science degree. It's whether it can be used, I guess,
I looked because I'm looking at going back to school now, and computer science was one of the fields I looked into, and I read through the curriculum for all 4 years, and I'm like, there's literally nothing here that will teach you anything that you can't learn on Google in a day for free. Like, you'd spend literally thousands and thousands of dollars to learn something you could learn in a 24-hour period if you just buckled down and, learned it. Like, it'd be complete waste of money. And, there's some big streamers who I know have computer science degrees, and guess what? They don't know anything. They know nothing. Hell, when I first started streaming, and the streamer who I was watching, at the time he was using a 2 PC streaming setup. I was like, oh, I never really gave much thought to using 2 PCs to funnel a video feed. So I asked him like, hey, how did you do that? He's like, oh, I don't know, man. He's like, I just bought the stuff somebody told me to buy. I plugged it in where they told me to plug it in, and it just worked. I had to reverse engineer his entire setup. Because that's the difference between, having formal education and just not being retarded. Is one of them lets you figure things out on your own. The other one, well, you know how to do a certain number of task skills, and that's pretty much all you're good for. Like, I've always said, I'm like, if I ever got to the point where I said, I don't know how to do this, somebody told me what to do and I just plugged it in, I'm like, I will shut the stream down and I will close down LittleRex Media today. I'm like, because at that point, I've just given up. I've given up on pretty much everything. Except for Devious, who made this lovely background. I couldn't do that. BK, what about you? Would you go into computer science?
No. No.
BK's not a techie person.
I'm not a techie person. I mean, I know what I need to know, and if I need to learn anything further, then I'll learn it. But if it does me no good right now, and I don't actually have to do this, I'm not wasting my time with that.
Exactly, and that's because you don't have a life.
Everyone has that geek friend that they can call on.
Yes.
Unfortunately for me, I am that geek friend.
To do it, I do sit there and watch him, and I learn it because he's doing it. If I need him to do it again, then I feel like a dick. But he's gonna do it the first time. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna learn, and then that's the only time I'll call him for that situation.
Right. Like I had that problem with my computer here, and I had to call my super geeky friend, and he had to help me figure out the problem, which turns out was actually an electrical issue, which was weird and not something I saw coming at all. But it was happy though because it saved me $150, and now I know how to diagnose the problem. I
called it. Just saying.
You did not call it. You said it was a power supply or the water cooler. It was a fan.
PSU or CPU? No.
It wasn't
that was
a
the
CPU,
original
it was a
issue.
fan.
The second issue, I didn't get to call that one, which was the fan.
Yes.
When you booted, the PC wouldn't boot at start. I called the PSU fault.
Yes, you did. You
replaced the PSU, the PC booted, and then you came up with a CPU fan file.
Yes, and that was actually just me not plugging in a fan into the plug on the water pump. That was actually all that was. It was literally me taking it off the motherboard and putting it into the water cooler. And that fixed it, which I'm like, that is just the stupidest thing ever. There's a fan there. There's no reason to give me an error code. But yes,
Yes,
no,
there is.
apparently on the water pump, you must plug something in there. It has to go in there or it won't boot into the BIOS.
Yeah,
Worst
'cause
setup ever.
Your motherboard needs a signal to say that the CPU fan
It
is working,
had a
so that when
signal.
you boot up, you don't fry your CPU, which is what happened in the
all
old
the
days.
fans spun up. It was
All
fine.
the fans spun up.
It was fine. But no, so yeah, we moved the fan, and now, like, look, I learned a valuable new skill. I learned how a new problem could arise, and that's practical knowledge. And you know what? I know Devious actually can attest to this, because we solve so many tech questions in this channel. Like, good lord, do we ever get a lot of tech questions in a single show? Hell, even yesterday, I remember we had to solve we had to do an entire build for somebody. Just because he had overpriced everything. He had gone complete overkill. Like, he had bought everything, Mary, as if he was going to become, like, a world-class competition overclocker.
Jeez.
Like, it's like, dude, you don't need, like, 50% of this stuff. Like, at least 50%.
He's like, here,
He
I
was
have
running-
$2,000. Take it.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
a computer.
Exactly. It's like he
was
became
running
evil chick all over.
1,000-watt PSU, power supply unit. 1,000-watt on one graphics card.
And he wasn't even like a top tier card, it was like a mid-range card. So on 1,000 watts, he was probably only going to push like 350 on any given time. It's like,
What a shit company.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Fuck.
you don't need that. That really is overkill. And when you're on a build where he said, all right, I'm on a tight budget, but not really that tight. He's obviously just spent all of his budget already.
Yeah.
So what we did was just kind of like, okay, you don't need that much.
You don't need this. You can
So
downgrade
like
this.
drop that down a little bit, and you've got more cash to spend on,
On a
know,
graphics
X, Y,
card.
Z. And that it really is one of the most difficult things about PC components. It's the fact that there's just so much. It's so configurable that there is no right answer. There is only what what you yourself need it for.
There's no right answer unless your beginning answer was AMD. Then that's the wrong answer right from the get-go. And speaking of which, you said you're going to be building a new computer soon, right?
My uncle is a computer whiz, and he builds computers. So I showed him a computer that I really liked on this website, and I was looking at everything, so I sent him the link, and he's gonna see if he can build me a better one for that price, or he's gonna tell me if that computer is actually shit.
Well, how much are you looking to buy? Or how much are you looking to pay?
I'm looking to spend
Link the computer.
Yeah, link the computer. We'll take a look at it.
$1,300
I'd love to take a look at this thing. I have a feeling
Let's
it's
go on a
i5
field trip. Yay!
Yes.
BK built a new computer recently.
I
Now
just
her-
replaced 2 parts. It's not really building a new computer.
But
It's just I took the 2 parts
replacing
that
those
sucked and
parts,
replaced them.
Actually,
replacing those parts increased your fidelity and general gaming experience by a
instability,
long
and
shot,
quality,
didn't
and
it?
all the other stuff.
Well, yeah, now I could run all these different programs. I could run a friend stream while I'm playing, and I could support that streamer while I'm actually playing game and streaming myself. So it worked
That's
out.
what I do for
Yeah.
BK.
I mean, most of the time I'm not actually watching the stream. I just have the stream
Yeah.
up and it's muted, but I give that person the extra view anyway. And if my name is popped up, I'll type out or whatever.
Right.
Or if I see somebody trolling the chat, you know, and if I'm a mod on that channel, I start banning people.
How many channels are you a mod in, BK?
I'm a mod in my chat, Farfalcon, Vapors, Steezy, Typhergain, Jessica. I'm sure I'm missing a few. I'm a mod in a lot of people's chats, so I'm typically in a lot of different streams, and I'm modding a lot of different streams, especially if they're doing a giveaway or some type of thing.
Are you a mod in a lot of chats, Mary?
No, I have a lot of mods apparently because they all want to be a mod.
You know what? That's actually one thing
Everyone wants to be a
That's
mod.
one thing I want to ask. Actually, you know what? We're going to talk about this on Daily Chat, but I think it's actually good we have a fourth opinion, and more importantly, we have 2 female opinions. How do you guys feel about when you go to a channel and they have more mods than actual viewers?
I mean, mods are considered to be like trusted people. So it does say, like, you know, you have these people that are dedicated to your channel day in and day out, and they're always here and they're always active. But then if they're not actually modding and they're not actually doing anything but just sitting in my channel, I kind of removed a lot of my mods.
I've noticed that, like, most channels I go to, that, like, moderators really need to be on top of the spammers and on top of the trolls, like, trolling to a level. Like, they just chill there and conversate with the chat, which I understand that, but it's, moderators don't really do what they're supposed to be doing on most channels that I see. They just want the little, I'm a moderator, like, but they support, though. Like, they're really good.
My sword's better than your sword.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my best friend.
That's for you.
It's okay. You can take the call live on air. We're fine with it.
I just hung up on her. She actually is in most of my streams. Like, everybody's, like, asks where she's at. She's funny.
Is she single?
Are you into black chicks?
I can be. Are we talking for like? For
You
a
got
weekend?
jungle fever? You got jungle fever?
Little
She
bit.
got that booty.
A little bit. Like, it's on the to-do list. It's on the bucket to-do list.
She got a booty though. So you might have something here.
Have you seen BK? She got that ass.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. BK is all about that ass.
I don't think she's up to showing me. So
No, but it's fine though. You can take my word on it. Trust me, I've seen it enough.
Let's keep this family friendly, people.
Yes, family friendly. That's what this channel's known for.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're known for.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. So yeah, link us the computer. Let's see what you were planning on building.
I would have to definitely look for it because I was at my mother's house on her computer and I saved it to those. Like it was like searching through it. It was from iBuyPower. I know that. It's from that company. Like that's the only company that really everybody talks about, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
But I
Well, yeah, we could work with you to build an actual computer.
Yeah, we can actually
Yeah,
work with you. If you just tell me your budget, I can even tell you what you can have within that price range.
They're good
Which parts to
to
purchase.
kind of get a
Probably-
starting idea because you can normally build your PC for less and get a better spec than what any
like,
of these companies
seriously,
will
like,
charge you for.
Tell us what. Okay, so if iBuyPower says it's going to cost you $2,000, okay, cut the price by $500 and up the quality by about 20%, and that's what you can do for your home built systems.
Yeah.
Like it's a pretty good price hike they have on some of those machines.
And not to
Yeah.
mention if a part goes, like,
South.
you know, a little... If it goes bad, you would only have to replace that one part rather than take
No.
it somewhere to have it fixed or, you know...
Yeah, because if
Something
they use like
stupid like
proprietary boards or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah.
God. Hewlett Packard.
Oh, I know, right? Or Bell or Packard Bell
Yeah.
back in the day, or even Compaq. Oh,
Yeah.
awful.
Compaq were terrible for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all those companies back then, man, they just use so much proprietary hardware. It's ridiculous. So, do you not let trolls come into your channel, Mary?
I let tons of trolls come to my channel. I think it's hilarious when people make fun of you because they're just doing it for the they're behind a computer. Like I'm the one that's on the webcam. They're not putting themselves out there. But being funny and making fun of me it only brings me more viewers and it only ups my channel more. But I mean, the perverted levels, I have moderators take care of that, which I seem to get a lot of those, and they're really creepy, but they instantly get banned.
So is that where you draw the line between trolls you'll accept and trolls you'll just reject, or is that kind of we want to go below the waist kind of level?
Yeah, it's like a lot of people will come in and they'll be like, oh, where's the tits? Like, where's this? Like, send pics, like, drop your shirt, all this other stuff. And they assume that I'm into, like, the weird, deep fetishes. And they're like, just because of the look and the fact that I've worked at Adam and Eve.
I mean, I was gonna point that out. I'm like, well, it's if they know your history, it's not an unreasonable assumption.
Yeah, but I get a lot of creepy people that's like I've had people like say full on paragraphs on like falling in love with me at first sight and like the way that I look. It's really, some of them are really creepy. My mom sometimes like she'll watch just because she knows I'm doing it. She's
Aw.
like, you get a lot of fucking weirdos. I'm like, I know.
Well, the
I
thing
know.
is there's a lot of weirdos out there in the world.
There is.
I mean, there's also a lot of nice people.
I
At the
just wanna-
same time, the anonymity of the internet allows people to be that little bit more daring. You know,
there's so
even
many-
someone who wouldn't normally speak to an attractive young lady. Wow, I just sounded really old there.
Yes, you did.
Anyone who
Yes, 23
I used the
Skidoo.
word young lady. anyone who talks to the young ladies nowadays, anyone who wouldn't normally talk to an attractive young lady would definitely probably say something like that on a stream.
Yeah, like it's easier to talk to a woman when you don't have that like fear of the face-to-face like competition where they could possibly kick you in the nuts.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
legitimately, I'd probably say hi to BK or Mary here, but I probably wouldn't go much further beyond that. Mainly because Mary looks like she'd probably just like straight up body tackle me, and with BK I might end up in a shallow grave underneath the building if I say the wrong thing.
Most people don't say anything to me anyway.
Except
I
for
have one of those faces that are like, I will probably slit your throat if you speak to me.
except for when you go grocery shopping. Then
I get
apparently
that
you like
a
to
lot,
procrastinate for 5
too.
days.
So bad. I live in the worst neighborhood.
So Mary's here is often like, you're off in Detroit, right?
Yeah, I'm 10 minutes from Detroit.
She's in Detroit, so she's being punished enough in her life. But
Yeah.
BK lives off in NYC, and I don't really know like
Ouch.
between you two. Did she just say ouch?
How do you manage transportation? Like, I heard it's chaotic.
I mean, if you've grown up here, you're used to it.
Yeah.
But, alright, benefits of a car. You could get from one side of one place in 15 minutes. So you can get somewhere in 15 minutes if there is no traffic. Big if there's no traffic. But then, you know, you don't have a car, you have public transportation. That takes you about 2 hours to get you to the same place that it would take you to get somewhere with a car. But then if you have a car, you can't find parking for about, 20 to 30 minutes. So it really depends. You might as well just walk. You'll probably get there quicker.
You know, I kind of, whenever I envision New York driving, in New York parking, I always envision those cartoons where, like, the character will drive to the location, and then they'll have to, like, circle around for parking, and then when they finally find parking, it's, like, literally outside their door, like, from their house.
Yeah, you're literally just circling that block waiting for somebody to decide to, like, I need to go somewhere. And then you, like, what the best parts are is when somebody fights for a spot. Because there are dicks in New York. Like, if you learn to drive in New York City, you can drive anywhere else. Every person that drives here is a straight up asshole.
That's what
Because
people say about
everybody's so fucking
Michigan.
impatient. Like, everybody's so impatient here.
I will say that you probably don't want to go to, I can't remember where we were, the actual name of the town, but it was in Italy. And let's just say that Italians use cars as a protective force field. It was like a fucking bumper car rally. I shit you not. There were Porsches with big old swipes down the side of them. There was not one decent car on the road. Cars were just used as a barrier to stop people walking into one another.
Wow.
Seriously, the cars in that country, in that area were trashed.
See, when I was in London one time, I saw my very first Hummer, and the Hummer, shit you not, it felt like it was like the width of 2 lanes, because the lanes are so narrow. This thing it felt like a battle tank was in front of me. I'm trying to get around it. It's just like cruising along. It's like, nah. It's like, nah, I'm cruising along. Nothing's gonna get in my way, and you're not gonna get around it either. It was just like this weird feeling, but I never got to see Italy's like kind of craptastic driving, but I saw plenty of it in London. London is scary for driving.
London's kind of chaotic, yeah, as you'd imagine.
When you compare it to America, dude, London
city.
is absolutely terrifying for driving. Like, I've never been able to see the sticker on somebody's side mirror in my life until I start driving in London. Like, it's like objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. That is bullshit. That guy's right next to me and I see it just fine.
The roads are narrow, and I have a lot of respect for the HGV drivers that drive around London, because I'm also a HGV driver as well, a qualified HGV driver, and it's difficult in the UK. It is. You do have the narrower roads, and yeah, it's just it's tough.
Yeah, I bet. Mary, have you ever gone like globetrotting?
Have I ever what?
Gone globetrotting?
I have not. Sadly.
DK?
So you are, both of you are sort of like basically
domesticated.
Native American. Yeah, you're both domesticated, aren't you? You just
Been
never
all over
left the
America.
home country.
I mean, I've been to Canada,
America
but that's
is
like
a big place.
right
Canada
next
does
to
not
us.
count.
Yeah, Canada doesn't count. Canada is that little baby thing under our wing that we just occasionally like go over to sometimes.
You live in Michigan. You are
Shots
Canada
fired.
South. You
I
get to have
know.
that opinion. When you come from a real state, you can have that America is better opinion. Right now, you're lucky that your state still exists right now.
I don't want to be in this state. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know where I'd go, but just not here.
You haven't thought about moving to California for where the rest of the cosplayers in the world live?
Oh god, I would never live there. You couldn't fucking pay me to live in California.
Really?
No, fuck no.
But you could get closer to Jessica Nigiri, which, you know, that's reason enough for me to move.
Oh, she's just gonna fall in love with me as soon as I see her.
Exactly. I remember, once again, when we were doing our preliminary talk, you and I were talking about your cosplay thing, and we were saying, like, you were so excited for it, and I'm pointing out, like, you're like, it would be so exciting to go be a cosplayer and, like, go meet all these people. And I had to point out to you, like, it's right up until you meet all the fat, ugly, sweaty nerds that haven't showered in 3 days, have no actual, like, communication skills or how to talk to you, and they kind of walk up to you like, hi, you smell really nice. Oh, God, can I touch your hair? And, you know, like, that's something, like, did you ever really give a consideration to those kind of people, like, when you decided that you wanted to become a cosplayer?
I did, actually. I've probably been in more weirder situations than they probably have been working at Adam and Eve's, to be honest.
Don't discount the power of the nerd. Really
I
don't.
know.
You're assuming
discount
these
the
nerds
weirdo.
have not had, like, antisocial disorders for you know, decades at a time.
Yeah, I could tell you some interesting stories.
Oh, please do. I really would love to hear if you
I don't
add me
know
stories.
where
How
I
about you two?
start.
Let's
They're
start with the butt plug and work our way
inappropriate,
forward.
Yes. Oh god. Yeah. Maybe 80-year-old man come in that bought a anal plug, and it was a silicone, and he said he couldn't feel it, and he busted it out of his pocket, like the one that he used, like in his hands right in front of us. He's like, I couldn't feel this, I need something bigger. We're like, oh my god, put it away, please. Don't let it touch me. We're like, okay, this way, sir. Here's the giant anal plugs. It was so disgusting. I've had people pull on my hair, like I've had people touch me, like I've had people, like, it's really weird. It's like kind of glad that I don't work there at the same time. Like, people would get the wrong idea. They just assume that you're just like, oh, she works at Adam and Eve's, she must want to bang everybody, and she must be interested in me. Like,
Is that not true?
No.
But you were being so nice to me. You were showing me, like, all these products, and, like, you came from around the counter, and
Here in this back room, we demonstrate how it works for only $9.99.
wow.
Demonstration purposes.
Yeah, that's what the dressing room's for. You don't actually try stuff on.
Oh my god. Remember, once you try it, once you've tried it on, you can't return it.
We have this realistic, like, life body that you can buy. She's like $400. She's like no head, cut down her chest, and like everything down there. And a man wanted to see it because he looked interested in buying it, and he
Oh god.
I took it down for him, and he was just touching it everywhere right in front of me. I was like, what do I do? Please stop touching her. If you're not going to buy her, I'm going to put her back. But it was it was the most awkward thing I've ever had. He was sitting there for a while. I was like, I had to go get the
There for
manager.
a while? Wait, how long was he there?
Like, I couldn't even tell you. I had to go get the manager at one point because I told him, I was like, well, if you're, like, interested, like, I can put her on the counter for you. Like, completely, I wasn't even there to that fucking guy. So I had to get the manager. I was like, what the fuck do I do? He's, like, about to, like, have sex with this thing. Like, please stop him. So weird.
BK, have you ever been one of those weirdos when you go into a sex store?
I don't go into sex stores.
Oh, right, she buys everything off Amazon.
Totally.
How could... You know what? I'm just like, when you can buy your lobster and your mashed potatoes and your produce from Amazon, why not your sex toys too?
I mean, we are going to the sex museum this upcoming week with Jessica.
What the hell's in a sex museum?
I've been there before. It's just Jessica has never seen it. It's like there's 3 floors. If I remember correctly, there's like a floor with like animal sex, and then there's the bar, there's the shop, there's a floor with like these little animations that you can interact with. So there's interaction type of things that you could do within the sex museum. I think one of the days during the week they do have like live sex. If I
Wasn't
remember
there-
correctly.
Yeah, what?
Wasn't that actually? Wasn't that one of the sites many years ago? There was a building built in the shape of an elephant. It was a pink elephant, but it was actually a whorehouse. Oh well, ladies of negotiable affection would be the.
That is the
Right way
best
to
terminology
describe it.
for a hooker I have ever seen in my life.
I feel like you're talking about that movie. What the hell is it called? What the? I don't know.
Pink elephant whorehouse. Is that what I'm googling here?
The Moulin Rouge? Is that? That's what it sounds like you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure there was a place that I may be getting it mixed up, but I seem
It's
to
an actual
remember
place.
reading about
The elephant colossus.
it was a place that basically you saw before you saw the Statue of Liberty coming into the harbor, New York,
That's amazing.
and
There's also
it was
the
a
artifact area.
that was a very famous ladies of negotiable
Yeah.
affection house. Is
Yeah.
that a thing?
I think so. Here's the Wikipedia article.
Wondering if my memory still serves.
I'm wondering too, but yeah, that looks like a whorehouse to me. Do brothels even
Oh,
exist
that-
anymore? Like, do you have to
That's the image,
know,
yeah.
Do you have to like know a special knock to go to a brothel these days, or is it just like
Elephant Bazaar on Coney Island. Yeah, that was it.
Is that? Oh, wait, Coney Island. BK, is that still existing? Do you see that elephant somewhere?
The elephant in Coney Island?
Yeah, look out your window. Tell me if you see it on the Coney Island.
I don't live in Coney
I
Island. It's outside of
believe-
Brooklyn.
I believe it was. I believe it was a mostly wood building, and I think it burnt down.
Oh.
There in Coney Island, you have what is it, Luna Park with the fucking cyclone, and then you have like this stupid little museum thing that I never gone into because it just looks like it's overpriced for no reason. And then you have the aquarium, and then the stupid ass beach. That honestly, you're gonna catch something going into that water. So like,
It's like drinking the water in Michigan.
pretty much.
It's
I mean,
probably true.
Actually, we got a really good question on the channel, one I forgot to ask you about, Mary. How did you come up with your name?
Marrystall?
Yeah.
Blizzard actually gave me that name when I made a priest. People actually call me Churla. Anybody that ever has met me like calls me Churla because that was my death knight in Wrath, but I haven't played her since, but people still call me that. But I put a random name in and it was Marrystall and it stuck, so I use basically everything Marrystall because everybody calls me Mary, nobody calls me Rebecca.
I want to point out she said her own name there, and I'm not going to bother censoring her.
Sorry.
I do the same thing.
So, okay, so yours was pretty much a random generated name. It's amazing how many times you'll see that, though, when you talk to a streamer. It's like, yeah, I just threw it in. That's what the RNG name thing gave me. So that's what kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the little the least amount of effort you have to put into something, I guess, is the best way to do it. If it works,
Well,
it works.
I liked it. It stuck. I liked
Kinda.
it.
That's kind of the
That's
story
how we
behind
came
my
up with
name
our
too.
Falcon.
I named mine after my car. Okay, so yeah. So with Marrystall, then, do you take that name across you now to all platforms that you go to? Like, is it like youtube.com/Marrystall?
It would be that, yeah.
Do you do anything on YouTube?
I don't.
No? Just no highlights from your stream or anything?
No, like, I'm trying to get into that, but my streams are so long, I have to go back and watch them all, and, oh god, I don't remember the best parts, and it's so long.
So do you use, like, XSplit or OBS, then, for your streaming?
I use OBS.
OBS? Okay, because there's, like, a little timer, like, at the bottom when you have, like, a golden moment. You just, like, look at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just write down the time to remember for later. Sometimes your viewers will sit there, like, I don't know if your viewers do it, but my viewers would be like, oh, highlight that, because they want to see it again.
Yeah.
So then, if you have that time, you mark that time, and then you just go back after the show's over when you have free time or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like,
I've
yesterday-
highlighted some things, but
Like yesterday, we were doing some Heroes of the Storm, and I wasn't raging, which was nice for me. But I posted the highlight up on YouTube. It got me 588 views in 18 hours.
nice.
Yeah, I was like, that's actually one of my highest viewed videos in a very long time. I think that's probably my highest viewed video. That's my single highest 24-hour viewed video, and it's my second highest video, next to one of my like tutorial series ones that has like 10,000 views on it. But you know,
Timing marking is very important. I just got to throw this in there. Timing marking is incredibly important. It saves you trawling through 5 hours of video, especially if you record for as long as Rex and I do. You know, if you've got an 8-hour stream, you know, you've done nothing all day but stream, you know, timing marking's kind of important, isn't it, Rex?
yes, it is. That's why I make you do it, not me. That's why when I have to...
I said something about it, because I'll definitely keep that in mind. Sounds
Yeah.
a lot easier.
Actually, that's how I really began cutting my highlights through time stamping, was because I made poor Devious here. I said, I'm like, hey, cut out those 2 moments like in the stream that were really funny. And I didn't realize he hadn't caught the timestamp, and I didn't catch the timestamp. So he scrubbed through 5 hours. I felt legitimately so bad.
No daughter of
Oh my
mine is
God.
going into
5 hours, 5 hours of streaming, and then 5 hours of watching that stream again, trying to find this, you know, like 30 to minute long segment of comedy gold.
They are comedy gold, though.
2 or 3 of them. There was some good shouts in those videos, but yeah.
But yeah, I would suggest that, you know, like highlights. While highlights on Twitch, I don't feel get very much coverage. Like on a, for lack of a better word, on a nobody streamer like us, like at our level. Like, while it doesn't get much traffic here, I feel on a YouTube channel it would get far more traffic, because you put it on the Reddit page, you put it as a link, and then people just go there. And you know, for highlights for me, from what I'm noticing is if you keep them under 30 seconds, you will get 100% viewer retention, because it doesn't take any time for them to watch the video then.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I was reading Reddit yesterday, as I was looking for my post, figuring out where the hell it landed in the list of people. I read this other one, and the video was like 3 minutes long. I just X'd off of it right away. I'm like, no.
Oh,
I'm like, not a chance.
denied.
Yeah, I'm like, 3 minutes? No. I'm like, this isn't sex, okay? I don't have that kind of time.
Oh my God.
Like 24 seconds, that's what the length that you get me for. Because you know, people use Reddit for, like, if people want information, they read text posts. If people want to laugh, they view video posts, from what I'm noticing. So it's kind of like you have to keep that balance in mind on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Somebody's asking something about vaping.
Yeah, it's the chat was talking about how BK looks bored, and she always has that expression.
Yes.
Yeah, this is just my normal
And
face.
this is normal face. This is normal BK. And she was replacing a mod on her
Yeah.
thing.
This
anyway.
one to this one. This one gives more. Like, you guys probably don't care. But this is like a regular mod. This one's a rebuildable. So this one gives you more flavor and more vape. So more like vapor. So I was replacing it, and then a piece fell out. So I was trying to put it back together. I wasn't painting my nails.
Right. What was that question that you had, Devious? Because
It
every time
is-
I'll open up chat on Skype, it like makes all the video feeds go wonky. So.
Yeah, I've got my Skype opened out a little bit wider so the chat can go alongside rather than
Gotcha.
keep messing
So
about.
when does making choices during gameplay become a burden? What type of games lend themselves to choice better than others?
You see, you guys play MOBAs, but this is something I'm very interested to hear Rebecca's point of view on, as well as Rex's, because I think this is a bone of contention with Rex, because he doesn't have a very long, he's not very patient.
No.
And
not at all.
while choices in games are great things, and they really are, you know, the very first thing, has everybody here played Skyrim?
I played the opening 10 minutes, and then I got...
Okay, then. Well, then, in the opening 10 minutes, you get attacked by a dragon, and the very first time you get, like, full open world control, it says, go to this village over there. Guess what I did? I turned round and went the opposite way. I went and saw if I could climb a fucking mountain somewhere, and I went roaming. You know?
Yeah,
I like that freedom. I like that ability to do things. I like that choice. I like that, all that thing. But when does that become a burden? When is that too much choice? When is it too basically being overwhelmed with variety?
I wouldn't say it's ever too much of a burden. You just kind of just have to keep it in mind with yourself. Like, you know, what do you want out of your game? Do you want to just roam? If you want to just roam, go roam. But like now in a MOBA, I like to have my choices kind of narrowed a little bit in a way where like that's why I get along with Heroes of the Storm so well, because there's only 4 choices and clearly one of them is the best choice, followed by a second placer, then followed by 2 poor decisions that make you want to disconnect the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually one thing I wish Blizzard would do is, like, the 2 obvious, like, poor choices that no one should ever pick, when you select them, it just disconnects you from the match. And it's like, you are now a boat anchor to your team. The bot was better than you.
So, how do you guys feel, Rebecca and BK? Is there anything, like, really were choices being a bad thing? Or is there... I mean, I can genuinely imagine in MOBAs it can get incredibly complicated. You know, you were saying in League of Legends earlier, you know, the builds, the counter builds, all those kind of things. Is there anything... Personally, even Smite, as easy as it is, I quite often find myself, I don't know what to build. You know, and Rex will just be there. Oh, just build lifesteal or something like that. That's a good build.
Just pick everything else.
Okay, I'll just go right lifesteal stuff, and then it becomes easy. But I don't know what to build because the variety of things available is, there is no way for me to know as pretty much a noob. I enjoy the game, but let's face it, I'm a noob at the game. There's no way for me to know what's good and what's bad. So, I mean, what do you guys think?
When it comes to making choices in, like, co-op games where you're, like, League of Legends, you're trying to defeat the enemy and take the core. Like, building-wise, either everybody on your team has a select role in making choices, and if you have other players on your team that aren't making the correct choices, and you have to make the choice to either take a chance to secure a kill, but that can also turn the team fight around and could cause you the game. But that person making the wrong choice could also turn the game as well. So if you have the ability to turn it, it's complicated when it comes to choices on that, because you can turn games in like Heroes and League of Legends, but it also costs you if people aren't making the right choices as well. Right. That's what's difficult about choicing in team games.
That is certainly a very team game specific one. Is there anywhere where you found choices to be a burden in games? Perhaps it could be limited choices as well. You know, the illusion of choice. Where, example, you know, very Bioshock-esque, where the only choice is what the developers decided you can do. So that's an illusion of choice rather than, you know, you're not making the decision. The decision has already been made for you. You're given options.
I like the variety of Skyrim on the choices. I think they went a little kind of too much choice making, which is a little bit annoying to me. But like a game that's like straight up set out, like you have no choices to go anywhere. It's just like you play it this exact way. It's kind of... It's nice
like
to have
a Call of
choices.
Duty, just like a
yes.
All decisions in that game are choice. I mean, everyone has died in that game because they've tried to open a door, but a set scene hasn't happened. So what they do is they just get killed off until they've spoken to a person. Oh, and then the door can magically open.
Yes.
Call of Duty is filled with shit like that. But yeah, that's the illusion of choice, which is just as bad. You said you did mention sort of like in Skyrim where you can have too much. So can you be overwhelmed by choice?
Yeah, Skyrim was overwhelming with choice. Like I didn't give that game much of a try because I don't know. I didn't really get into it because I do like that set line of, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. Go to this quest, and then once you complete that quest, then you move on. But like then there's like, oh, you could do this quest, but then it would alter the situation over here, and then you can't do this quest. So you have to either pick one or the other. I didn't give that game much of a chance.
Yeah, I got to the puzzle room where you have to like rotate the 3 rock things, and that's where I gave up. I'm like, this is too hard. I'm done. I'm like,
I was excited for it, but I don't
have time for this. I'm like, I can go play easier games.
Yeah.
Where's my smite?
Go start up Clicker Heroes or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, do I look like you? Okay, I don't leave games running all night on my computer. Do you still
I
play
do
Clicker
because
Heroes?
I
You were
can.
into that for like a week.
It really was. It just turned into a numbers game. I want to get higher numbers. I need to get past this artificial barrier that the devs have put in place. I need to now save up lots and lots of cash so I can buy the next hero and up my damage again. Actually, that game is called Clicker Heroes, but I had upgraded so much shit that clicking actually lowered my DPS.
Yeah.
So I just left the damn thing running.
I think that's where everyone gives
Without
up, is when you
interacting with
cross that barrier where clicking actually hurts you. And that's when everyone just gives up, because like now literally the game plays itself. So
Yeah.
I have no reason to be here.
But I still desired bigger numbers, and
Then
it
go
was
play
just
World of Warcraft.
it was a weird thing. Well, exactly. That's the same mentality for World of Warcraft. You max min and you do this tweaking so much or grind dungeons to the nth degree just so you can get this one piece of gear
Yeah.
that will give you that extra tiny, little bit of advantage so you can get that next tier of dungeons sorted or something like that. And it's all about that, really. It's an actual gameplay mechanic. It's just the fact that Clicker Heroes, it's a lot more obvious in Clicker Heroes. It's just there is nothing to it other than a bigger number.
So actually, speaking of WoW, you play. I know BK doesn't touch MMOs, period, and Devious hates WoW for whatever reason. I guess it touched him in a bad place at some point in life. But Mary,
we don't talk about it.
You play WoW. How do you feel currently about like the fact that they're just pretty much abandoning this expansion?
I kind of expected it. Like, there was a lot of hype about it, and when the game first dropped, everybody's like, oh my god, this is great, blah, blah, blah. But everybody still has complaints. I think they're tired of pleasing. I mean, they're still going to make the money anyways. Blizzard's never going to stop making the money that they do, so
I'm just saying
they're just going to wait till the next expansion.
They drop a million people a month, according to the last 2 quarter reviews. Or quarter postings.
Their new tokens have completely changed it. Like, they're
think so?
probably making so much more money off of that. Like, the tokens, they're probably making a shitload of money from that. Which it's supposed to be like, okay, you want to buy gold, here, buy the token, but the token's more expensive than actually buying game time.
Right.
So,
but gold in the game is easier to make, though.
Yeah. Except I spend it all.
On what?
On mounts and pets.
That's all. No, she's not wrong, actually.
I'm a farmer, dude.
No, that's all I did too. By the time I was done, all I would do is buy mounts and pets because I had everything else. Yeah. Literally, I before an expansion would come out, I would farm up 20,000 gold. That would last me the entirety of the expansion for repairs. All 20,000. In fact, I doubt I'd even break 5,000. In a 2-year expansion, I wouldn't even break 5,000 worth of repairs across all my characters. Because I'd have the guild pay for it. Because I figured if I'm raiding, and I'm putting in all these hours with these people, I shouldn't have to pay for my own repairs. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So I make them pay for it. And then if they're like, your gear is broken, I'm like, put repairs on. They're like, you have to pay for that yourself. I'm like,
yeah.
But I'm going to be raiding with broken gear. You have to replace me. One of the two. Either way, I get the night off.
Yeah.
So...
I think they definitely lost a lot of fan base with this expansion. Like, the garrisons completely take out profession altogether. Like, you can have profession, but it's not the way profession used to be now where everybody can have it. Oh, I'm not a tailor, but I can just have a tailor in my garrison, and then, bam, I have the auction house in my hands.
Yeah.
And the gearing system is ridiculous. When he was talking about the raiding, like, you literally farm these dungeons when the drop rate is insane. And you could be doing dungeons for 3 hours and not get a single drop. Like, it's ridiculous to try and farm anything in the game right now. Like, everybody farming for their legendary ring is like, I gave up on that shit on the second raid. They want 300 books, which...
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I gave up on the 900 stones. When I got to the 900 stones, I'm like, nope, done. I'm like, I'm not getting you 900 of anything. Ever.
It's gonna take
Yeah.
a couple months,
Yeah,
to
easily.
that's like
Exactly.
me continuously playing the game every day of my life and being in the same raid over and over again to get this.
And like you get bored
How
of the
do you-
same raids like after what, a month? After a month you're probably done. You're like, I'm so sick of this place.
Yeah.
How do you feel about developers, instead of putting more content in, just increasing the distance between goals? Because that's a really common thing. Let's say for World of Warcraft, for example. Let's say, what's the max level? 80?
100?
100.
100? 100? Okay, 100.
Devious
Now
last
let's
played in
say...
2008.
I just hear about the damn game. I don't play it. I get my ear bent about it so much. People talking Warcraft into my head, so I do know quite a bit about it. But yeah. So let's say you've reached max level and they release the next level. But the next level is so many billions of XP. So to get to level 101, it was only 1 million XP to get from 99 to 100. But to get to level 101, to get access to the new tier of gear, you've got to get to 1 billion XP. It's a ridiculous figure. And it's sort of the crafting items that you need to grind to get this one ring. You now need to go and do these dungeons, with which you aren't even guaranteed the drops for. You need to go and do these hundreds of times now.
Right.
And at what point do you turn around and say, you wrap your tits in and go, no, I'm fucking done. I'm sick to death of you moving the goalposts and putting these, unless you are an elitist, grind 24/7, you're not going to get this equipment.
Right.
At what point is that too far?
I said Mr. Pandaria.
Mist
No,
was
that's
like
just
a
Worlds of
long
Warcraft, but this is
expansion.
a game. This is a mechanic that's used in many games.
Really?
In fact, almost all of them.
After I
they'll just-
realize that that's all the developers are going to do, when they have no more content to put out. Like, I'm sure BK can appreciate this from her game, that it's made by Ubisoft, so enough said on its quality levels of control.
Yeah, your game's a perfect example, BK, isn't it?
Of what?
Ghost Recon, I think the artificial XP kind of cap. How they make things ridiculously grindy. Just instead of adding content to the game, they just add grind.
Yeah, I think Mary was talking about like doing the same thing over and over and over again for like a legendary. Right now we're doing this whole thing of basically each time you level up you get 3 boxes and 3 keys for whatever level set you're at, because different players at different areas, but there's this potential possibility of getting a legendary weapon, which is the only reason. And there's like several there's armor and actual weapons that you could basically get, so everybody is just grinding trying to see if they get this legendary. I mean, but our grind has an end at level 70 for each class, so there is an end game here. And once, unless Ubisoft decides to actually add more to the game, which they're not going to, they're probably just letting the game run its course and die out. It's almost gone. So it's just going to keep them appeased for a few more months, in my opinion. But it is that grind for this stupid-ass fucking legendary gun that's overpowered as fuck. So it gets tedious, especially when in a game like this, you're consistently playing with the same ridiculous idiot players, and then you have this high tier set of players who are, for whatever reason, getting these weapons, and it's a hard grind. And with the player base and just how the unbalancing of everything, it's just ridiculous at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
The grind is tedious.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm done with these type of games when I realize that's all the publisher's going to do. Like with Blizzard. Clearly this is all Blizzard's going to do at this point, because that's all they've ever done, is just artificially inflate EXP to just ridiculous amounts. And just what the problem with Blizzard is they inflate the amount of EXP required, but they don't inflate the amount that you get per kill.
Yeah.
So it's like you were getting 14,000 experience a kill in the last expansion, you're still getting 14,000 a kill this expansion. So it's like, what is the point? And that's when I found it was just too much. It was just It was just all this. It was just rinse and repeat the same expansion over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, you can only expect a developer to push out so much content for a game. I mean, I'm not unreasonable, you know. I'm not going to say you should be putting out a content patch every week. You know, that's going to be a ridiculous ask for a developer. Because the cost would be just monumental. But it's not out of someone like Blizzard's reach.
You know what? There's smaller houses putting out content every 3 months. There's no reason why you should take Blizzard 8.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you on that one.
In fact, they even said at like the last convention, like, "Oh, we hired more people for the WoW team. It's like it's more robust and bigger than ever." It's like that is a load of crap. It's like, if your team is bigger than ever, then tell me why your actual development time is increased by 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, it should have got shortened by 3 months, not the other way around.
The Secret World is an MMO. A very, very good, very clever MMO. It was a subscription model, and it was a very good game. It still is a very good game, and I heartily recommend people give it a try. But one of the key things about that is their developers, when they first started out, was one issue. But basically, an issue is like a content patch, and it would fill about like 3 weeks of gaming kind of thing, solving all the puzzles and all kinds of things like that. They were on about doing one of those a month. Yeah. Now that's great if they can. But yeah, now they've dropped to about one update every year and a half.
Oh, so they went to the Blizzard model. Yeah, it's much easier.
They went to the Blizzard model, yes.
Well, come on.
You get one update about every year, maybe a year and a bit.
Mary, you said you started playing WoW back in Wrath, right?
I've played the game since it came out.
Oh, since it came out.
I've had my account for forever. It's on their 10-year mark, yeah.
So if we look at, were you always sub? Did you get one of those like prize statues that they gave out for like straight 10-year subs?
No, I had an account before that, but something happened into my family where somebody bad was paying for the account, and the court system took the account into consideration.
What?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Because somebody bad was paying for the account, and they went to jail for a long time, but he was paying for the accounts, which it was on his name, so they took that into consideration, and I got my characters, but I didn't get the time being for my account.
Oh, that sucks.
Blizzard transferred my characters for free, but they didn't take the consideration for the account.
Aw. Well, because if we look at Vanilla WoW, we had MC, Blackwing, AQ, Nax, right? So that's 4. Oh, plus ZG, so that's 5 raids. BC, we had, I think, like 7 raids. We had Kara, SSC, TK, Highjaw, Black Temple, Sunwell, and Zulaman. So that's 7 raids. What fresh hell is this? Oh my god. Telemarketers, man. They just never stop calling. How is this a viable business? So that's 7 raids. When in Wrath, we look at, we had, what was it? Nax, which was a rehash. We had Aldwar, Grand Tournament, ICC. And if you look at that list now, as you go through the other expansions, that list keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Where this expansion, we had 3 raids, and one of them was like a mini raid because it was only freaking, what was it, like 4 bosses, 5 bosses? Mm-hmm. Like, what is even the point? And if Blizzard's just going to keep doing stuff like that, and other developers are just going to keep kind of like reducing their quality output in order just to keep a time schedule, like, you can't really think that people are going to keep sticking around for your game after that point.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's ridiculous. In fact, I'm surprised BK has stayed with her game as long as she has, with how Ubisoft
My viewers are there.
Yes, but your company treats you like crap.
Oh yes, but I mean, were you there on my stream? What was it, Sunday?
Yeah, I was.
And like the community support and basically like how close the community is for the most part.
Yeah,
it's like people. You know you're talking about a bunch of people that have been playing a game for several years. So the community, for the most part, because you know there are some dicks, are they've been playing together for a hot minute, and when everybody gets to sit there and hang out together, it could be enjoyable.
All All I did was look for someone to talk to, someone that understood. What in the hell is going on in my chat channel right now?
Well, No Name Cookies was talking about he's gotten banned from, or she, I don't know what your gender is, that they were banned from 7 other streams just because he or she is depressed. So Slash said, well, then don't be a dick. Try it. It's a good idea. No bans or anything. And then, whatchamacallit, he said, all I did was looking for somebody to talk to, someone that would understand. And my response to you, No Name Cookies, is sometimes people don't want to talk about somebody's depression. You don't come to our stream to talk about life issues.
And we do that a lot here.
Really,
already.
Twitch is not.
But some streamers don't want to.
No.
seek
In fact,
therapy.
I would advise that most streamers don't do it. Not to the viewers. Don't come talk about it. I'm going to advise most streamers not to talk about it. Period. End. Because I hate to say it, most of you not good enough to talk about it.
Yeah, not qualified.
Not qualified.
Simply.
Right, BK? Right, Coffee. See, exactly. She knows.
Sure.
See?
But yeah, some streamers are not okay with it. Here, Rex tolerates it to an extent, so.
I tolerate a lot of my channel to an extent because, see, and this comes way back to an hour ago. So Voodoo Panda, full circle, nailed it. When Mary was saying about when we're talking about trolls, and we're talking about how levels of tolerance in our channel, Devious and I, we let like a landslide go through this channel, and we will tolerate it 100% because Mary gets it. Mary understands that it pushes you up that viewer list. It keeps you if he keeps you in that top 3 rows when people come to the category, that's worth every troll in the channel. That is worth it 100%. Even you, like BK, you got 4chan rated not too long ago, didn't you?
No, I didn't. A friend of mine did.
Your friend of yours did. Okay, I got 4chan rated twice in 2 days. That was like 70 follows right there. And then Mary, have you ever been 4chan rated? On your channel? No.
You don't want to.
I advise you get that. It's when do you know what 4chan is?
I heard it's an evil dark place you're not supposed to go to.
4chan is proto.
Pretty much.
4chan is proto Reddit. Okay, it's early Reddit. And these are the people, these are like the scum and the trolls of the internet, which is great because you know what? When we did last week's show, we went from 13 concurrent viewers to almost 170 in about a minute and a half. It was absolutely amazing. We shot up the top of that, up the top 3 rows of.
Let the trolls troll.
Let them
The
troll.
thing is
we banned almost no one. I think we banned maybe 5 people out of 170, and that's only because
we timed out excessive racism.
actually he timed out the
that's
excessive racism. I tolerate that, but he doesn't, and I'm fine with that. I only timed out the people who would like spam ASCII art in my channel, like you know where you make a picture out of like lines.
Yeah, I keep hitting Patrick a lot.
Yeah, and so like that's the only time I'll ban something, not because I hate it or not because it's offended, just because it takes up too much screen real estate.
Yeah.
So when I ban you, all of a sudden that screen goes right back to normal size. So that's the only reason I do it. But yeah, I love trolls on my channel. In fact, I actively looked at like, how do I get 4chan to raid my channel again? I'm like, is there like a request form I can like fill out?
You see, the second raid, I think if it was, the same people, the second raid was so timid and almost friendly.
Yeah.
Because we weren't aggressive to them. We weren't like just insta ban.
We weather the storm, man. We weather that thing like crazy.
But I mean, most of them, they know they're trolls.
Yeah.
We aren't doing anything new by saying, "Oh, look, there's trolls." Yeah. They know what they're doing, and just carrying on with the show and having a laugh and having fun, and even getting them involved. We had guys come back to our show.
Yeah, we retained actually 5 of them.
Nice.
That's the one thing with trolls is it all depends on how you deal with them. Like, really, the way we treat trolls is during a hurricane, we're like that old crotchy man in the trailer park where it's like, my grandpapa built this house and I'm not leaving. Like, that's how we treat the storm. We will sit there and we will ride that fucker right out. Because it's not like we're going anywhere. Pfft, they're just trolls. What's the worst that they're gonna do?
But yeah, the second raid was very timid.
Yeah, it was almost like you said, it was almost friendly in its nature. But you see now, if I was in your position, though, I think I might be a little bit differently because I don't have trolls saying like, whip out your penis. Actually, we had one, but 1 out of 170 is like ignorable. But like I know BK gets a lot of that sexual harassment style stuff too, and her mods are pretty vicious about it. Like
my concurrent viewers are vicious about it. Like I think what was it yesterday? Snake Eyes was banning account after account after account because the same person just kept on making new accounts. And
I don't get how they make them that fast. I don't get it.
It's weird.
It's so I banned one guy and he came back like a second later with another account. I'm like, dude, you have to type a captcha in. I can never type that shit in properly on the first time. I don't know how you're doing it. Like
viewers got very upset, Rex. Like, because they don't like watching their, whatever type of streamer get harassed.
Right.
Especially if it's a girl that they like. They don't like them being watched get sexually harassed.
Yeah. Are your mods like that too?
Yeah, my regular watchers are on top of that shit. They don't like to see that. They're like, this girl is very nice. Like, she doesn't need to be talked to that way. It honestly doesn't bother me because I get it in person. But it's like, they're gonna find me or something.
Which brings me to a very dodgy topic. Seeing as most of these trolls, half-wits, idiots, whatever, are probably, kind of prepubescent or, kind of like just very immature teenagers. Should there be an age rating to access the internet?
No. No. Because while trolls are
you clean up that shit overnight.
It's not going to clean up though. Like actually, some of the while I see like the 10-year-old trolls being annoying, some of the worst more like irritable trolls I want to throw into the gas chambers are in their 20s and in their 30s.
Oh yeah, well that's when they get better at it. I mean, again that shit that we dealt with, that was obviously
that was all kids. That was all kids.
That was all
kids vacation.
Because it was trash. You know, it really was. It was just trash.
Yeah, all we got was, you're part of ISIS. Oh my god, he's brown. He's probably part of ISIS. Why don't you go back to Pakistan, you Paki? It's like, it's like, dude, I live in Canada. I'm like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I'm Canadian. I was born in Calgary. I'm about as a white guy named Warren as you could possibly get to. So yeah,
they just spewed out the same old crap and didn't come up with anything original. So after we tore them down,
we just ignored them.
Because we took the piss out of them, and we just moved on. That was it. It said like, well, no, sorry guys. Yeah, I mean, we even give that when we get the solo troll, and they come into the channel and start hurling abuse. We kind of give them a 3-strike thing.
Yes.
We'll actually take the time out, stop the conversation, and take the piss out of them. Hurl abuse at them, and then say, "Come on, say something intelligent. Don't stop spamming the same old useless comments. Come on, say something good. You've got one more chance. Go on, make me proud. Come on, you can do it. I've got faith in you." And they never do, so they get banned.
Yeah, and then we have a little ban roller that we roll, and it says like rolling your ban. It gives you your time that you're gone for.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that we do with trolls, at least. How do you handle them, or do you just straight out ban them?
Basically, just ignore them. Like, I get a lot of the because of the look, they're like, "Oh, it's fucking emo bitch," like all this other shit all the time. But it's like like I said with the whole more viewers, but I just ignore them. Like, I don't even. It doesn't bother me. It's just like I've heard it. I've heard it most of the time in high school and like growing up. It's like I've already heard it, so you're not telling me anything someone else hasn't already said before.
Right.
May I ask some personal questions that come from actual complete ignorance? I don't have any piercings, and so I want to know: when you drink, can things leak out of the holes?
No, they're not big enough. If
okay.
I guess if I wanted to put those Tim Horton little straws in there before, I wanted to try that so badly. Like, cut those little red straws in half and see if that would fit in there, and then I drink through them. But it doesn't work, sadly.
What do you think this is, a stoma?
I was
want to try it.
Sort of like if you could take the piercings out, could you whistle with your lips closed and things?
I've tried it.
All that kind of stuff.
No. I've like if I eat mashed potatoes or something with the hoops in, it gets really messy. If I eat spaghetti, but like when girls hug me a lot, I wear the hoops constantly. Like their hair will sometimes get tangled in the hoops or yeah, tugged on or somebody's shirt or it doesn't bother me, but it sometimes nicks
Get
on
used
it.
to it.
Yeah.
So what makes you want to have the piercings? Like, what made you want to go down this view of style?
Well, growing up, I started with like the mild look, but like when I looked at gothic models and like the darker side of clothing, I thought it was elegant and beautiful looking. Like the pale skin, the dark clothes, like the jewelry, I think enhances my look a lot more. I think they're fun, but they hurt, but they're still fun. Like, I think the look is crazy. Like I get tons of compliments in public. I never get any bad feedback. Everybody looks at me, they're like, "You're gorgeous." Like the look, cause when I go out, like I have the gothic outfits, and like everybody, like it draws attention. But like I guess I'm not seeking it because I just like the way it looks a lot.
Oh yeah, no, gothic girls are great if they're like, your appearance.
They're done right.
Now, if we come back to
Right.
the cosplay problem where it's like you're not wearing nearly enough clothing. Those are the gothic girls that are not like, it's like you should go be a regular like fatty at the old country buffet like the rest of your herd.
Well, it's like the Halloween costume choice. Oh, well, you can have the slutty zombie, the slutty zombie nurse, the slutty ghost, the slutty slut, the slutty nun, the slutty... And it's just like, okay, so that's what Halloween is now.
It's true.
Halloween...
Well, that's what it is for being a girl on Halloween. It's like, how slutty can you look?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But look approachable and like somewhat tasteful if that's what you're going for. But that's typically what you do on Halloween.
That tasteful part's optional. It's just make sure you're approachable. Like I remember,
that's just costume choices.
Well, you can look. There's like approachable and tasteless, where it's just like you kind of look slutty, to the point where it's just disgusting and It's messy. Like messy slutty is very bad.
What the hell's messy slutty? Please enlighten both.
She knows what I'm talking
like
about.
Like a hot mess
slutty.
or
like a hot mess. Like what are you doing?
Both those words have no meaning.
Something that you keep glancing at because you're like, what the fuck?
It's like that girl that is like, it's so bad, but I can't look away.
Yeah, like you question it over and over again in your head. You can't stop staring at her. Like
can't stop looking at it.
Have you two ever had that problem?
All the time. I live in New York.
With somebody else or yourself? I guess. Last year, I have it on my channel. I have the photo. I did a small photo shoot with my nurse costume.
I saw that.
It was a plain nurse costume, but I threw the blood together. The gas mask was my own, and the shoes were my own as well. But like I threw that on, and like everybody loved the costume. But it wasn't like, I guess I got a lot of attention, but it didn't seem like bad attention. Like revealing. I didn't think it was too revealing. It wasn't like a two-piece or...
It was...
no,
you have
it's
the
not
picture
revealing,
on your Twitch channel, and it's not revealing at all.
No, it's not revealing. But the only thing I'm really taking away from that, Marrystall, is you have your own gas mask.
Yeah.
Why? What?
Are you a doomsday prepper? Please say yes. You live in Michigan. No one will blame you.
Sadly, no. It would be a cool idea. I saw it online. I thought it was sick as hell, and I have a lot of weird stuff like that. Like I used to wear dreadlocks, like the full cyber goth look. I used to pull that out. Like it was a little bit crazy at one point. I've toned it down. I've actually toned it down. Believe it or not.
Are you finally reaching your comfortable stage in your style? Are you suddenly, are you at your limit for your piercings, or are you going to go down the kind of... Are you
going to go down like the Prince Albert look?
Yeah, no. Becoming frightened of magnets kind of look.
I just got this one done 3 days ago, the Medusa, and I said that was my last piercing, but I did want to get my belly button done because I have the jewelry. Wait,
hang on. Your belly button is not done.
No.
That's like, isn't that like piercings 101 after you graduate from ears?
My lips were, my nose was first. My nose was first, my lips were second. I got my nipples pierced after, and then I did the Medusa.
I would say let's see those, but I don't think Twitch will allow that.
So wait a second.
But just so you know, I am in all favor of taking that risk if you are willing to go along with it.
They're still in the healing process.
What you're doing is working from the top to the bottom. You're actually working from the top down here.
A little bit. I'm
You
considering
got the nose, then you got the lips, then you got the boobs. Yeah, I'm gonna be your friend here and say stop.
Have you reached South America yet? No.
Have you gotten any dermals?
I'm sorry.
Are those
I'm not
stupid
good
balls?
with the names. What is a dermal?
The ones that implanted into your skin?
Yeah,
Those
Oh.
like little ball bearing things.
Yeah,
Subdermal
like 2
implant.
inches under your skin or something. I have not.
Yeah.
I've
Those
seen
are
my
the
friend get it done. Those are so painful to watch because
Those
the
are the
blood,
stupidest
like she got
looking
them right
things
here. The blood literally just started dripping down.
They say that those are less painful than most piercings. Like, this hurt more than my nipples did. This one was the most painful on my lip. That was agonizing. I was like, I cannot do that again.
Dermals are like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Outside of those stupid people who like enlarge their earlobes with those stupid ring things.
Again,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't like those. My
Those
boyfriend.
are like look here, you bohemian hipster. Like when I'm Lord Emperor of the Earth, you better believe you will be with the rest of your hipster brethren as part of the hipster holocaust.
They smell.
What?
Yeah, they do. They smell really bad.
They stink really bad.
I am so
like-
happy I can have the opportunity to say I have never smelt someone's earlobe, nor do I ever have the desire to. It gives
No,
me a
it's an odor. You can be like 2-3 feet away and you'll still smell it.
I am happy I don't leave my
Especially
house.
if they take it out, because sometimes people will play with it outside for whatever reason and be like,
It's
"Oh,
so
look at how
gross.
big the hole is," and then you can literally smell the odor.
What
It's
is the
disgusting.
point? What is the
Wow.
point?
It's
Somebody
just
tell
a
me what
style
the purpose.
choice for personality set, though.
It's so.
Perhaps this is the engineering speaking, but I prefer things that are functional. I mean, I wouldn't get anything done to me. I'm beyond. I think I had my left ear pierced as a teenager, but beyond that, I don't want anything implanted into me that doesn't have a fucking use.
If I'm gonna get ball bearings, I'm gonna get them implanted with a spring, so that way, if I'm ever in super trouble, I can just go wah and like launch them out like James Bond style.
Well, yeah, something like that. It's something with, hell, you know, like I don't know, a Bluetooth connection or something. Anything that have a use for it.
I mean, I don't know. Like these piercings, I feel like after a period of time of having them, they're like part of you. Like if
Yeah.
like
They
I've
feel
taken
like
them
second
out, and and then it feels weird if you don't have them in. Like when
Okay.
I work and I have to take out my piercings, it feels really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but like, okay, so you two are both substantially younger than both Devious and myself. One is 20, one is 24. Our viewers can take a shot at who they think is who. But when you guys get older, do you think you're still going to keep them then, or do you think at some point then you're just going to just take them out one day and just kind of be done with it?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna keep them. I spent money on these bitches.
Pain, money. Like I'm sorry, when I got my tongue pierced and the month of not eating I went through afterwards, I'm keeping
Yeah.
this bitch for a while.
Right.
Like I lost
Like-
weight.
It doesn't
Yes,
feel like
you
like
have so
I
much
have
to
them in.
lose.
Yeah, which made me look creepy for a while. Like honestly, I was living off of milkshakes and like applesauce for at least 2 weeks before I
That
could
sounds
finally eat something.
awful. Oh
So
man.
I'm not taking this out until I feel like it paid the pain.
Mhm.
Like, you know. And the
Okay.
eyebrow one, like even my friends and people that I do know on a day-to-day basis, if I don't have it in, they're like, you don't look like you. Because everybody's so in-depth to seeing me with the eyebrow piercing.
Uh-huh. Well, then on that happy note, I think we're good for today. How about you guys? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, there's always things that we can talk about. But
If you got something, let's hear it. Like, those are all the topics I had for today.
okay,
That was all the
Going
prep I
back-
had done for today's show.
You just
So,
will find
and outside of
something.
having my heart rate, go through the roof, having nearly a stroke and a heart attack live on air, sweating during a time when I wasn't actually working out, I feel like I got money out of myself today. I'm pretty proud. So, if either one of you three have something you'd like to talk about, by all means, I am all ears.
When's that 1v1 going down?
Oh, we can do it after the show is done.
Because
Yeah.
I'd love
I
to,
want to see that.
take your
Yeah.
ass down. What rank are you for Hero League?
I just dropped down to rank 33 after the 4 bad games.
I'll destroy you.
Calm it down.
I will destroy you,
Calm it
dude.
down. You gotta remember, I'm also subject to having my rank being determined by 4 other retards on my team.
Yeah, I don't normally solo queue. Like,
Yeah, I only solo queue. So when I'm having to be dependent on 4 other people, I'm kind of at the mercy of, numbers.
I made that mistake and dropped 4 rankings. I was like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah. See, exactly. Why? What rank are you?
15 right now?
Okay,
I
so
think
you're
something-
climbing that ladder.
Yeah. Slowly and painfully.
It is a painful grind, isn't it?
It's
That is a
awful.
painful as hell grind.
They take away too much. You win one and then you lose more points the second one. You're
Yeah.
like, are you fucking serious, Blizzard? Fuck you.
Yeah, no, I won a game. I lost a game. I netted 3 points after the loss. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I net 3 points of difference. That is retarded.
It is. They're new. Like they nerf the experience that you gain, and it's agonizing. Oh my god.
Right. No, I feel you, man. I totally feel you. In fact, that grind up to like past rank 8 or level 8, that grind is just horrific.
Yes.
That's why, like, I have characters who under a normal circumstances would be max level. But no,
Yep.
they're not even level 10 because it's just like, you won 250,000 experience points. Beep. It's like,
I know, it's so awful.
God. But yeah, no, you and I can definitely, we'll do the game either after the show here or possibly later tonight if you're free.
Yeah, I was planning on streaming after this.
Yeah, we'll probably do it later tonight then after you're free because I got a call coming up here soon too, so kind of have to take this one. When you get paid for it, you kind of have to take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I came up with some ideas for that software company, for some stuff to integrate them for OBS. So it's like, well, we got to kick ideas back and forth now. So that's what we're gonna end up doing. But yeah, later tonight.
pretty
Then,
sick.
how long are you gonna be streaming for?
Today?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of go until like I'm bored out of my mind and I feel like I can't entertain people. I'm just like, well, I can't entertain you anymore. Good night, everybody. But I'll still keep playing. Like, I'll still keep playing the game.
Right. Well, that's always cool. What is their name again? The red hair is Marrystall, and the red headset is BK Evil Chick. And the red panda is Devious Furball. And the red towel is...
More like an orange panda.
The red towel.
It's my sweat towel.
I am Devious Furball.
But yeah. But I do want to thank Marrystall for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you
It
very
was
much for
Yeah,
joining
thank
us,
you very
and
much.
BK as well.
And BK,
It's always
of
a
course.
pleasure to have you.
BK just kind of sat there being entertaining-esque.
What?
Like, yeah, see, exactly. So much.
Well, no, I typically just let you guys talk because it's not about me.
Well, no, I
It's
do want
about
I
me.
do want to take the 3 of you, like always. I want to thank my 2 co-hosts and the guests for taking time out of their day to do this show. I always appreciate it. And
It was
yeah,
fun.
this was Button Mash episode 4 with Marrystall, and we will see you next time we find a streamer worth showcasing. You guys make sure you check out twitch.tv/Marrystall, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.